class with a smile for hours at a time. Stare at the ceiling while I hold back what's on my mind. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. Fact is, I can never get off of my mattress. And all that they can ask is, why are you so sad, kid? That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. So you can see I'm trying, you won't see me crying. I'll just keep on smiling, I'm good. And it just keeps on piling, it's so terrifying. But I keep on smiling, I'm good. I've been caring too much for so long. Been comparing myself for so long. Been wearing a smile for so long. It's real, so long, it's real, so long, it's real. Always being judged by a bunch of strange faces. Scared to go outside, haven't seen the light in ages. But I've been places, so I'm okay-ish, so I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay, bitch. Fact is, I need help, I'm failing all my classes. They think that I need glasses. I just really wish that I could pass this. Wish that I could pass. That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. So you can see I'm trying, you won't see me crying. I'll just keep on smiling, I'm good. And it just keeps on piling, it's so terrifying. But I keep on smiling, I'm good. I've been caring too much for so long. Been comparing myself for so long. Been wearing a smile for so long. It's real, so long, it's real, so long, it's real. So long, it's real. So long, it's real.
Bow, 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 bow. Meow. I didn't plan out what song was gonna play after the first one, so I didn't get to come in with my usual beautiful, amazing singing. Also, the sky is up 01. What is up? Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Meow to you too, Kit. Meow. Meow. Meow chat. The only reason I'm meowing is because I'm excited. Because we are reading Fanfic Kit. As you can tell, I have a lot of energy. And I'm so excited. The sky. I love it. I can't believe that. I have no idea the sky was up. The sky is up. You know what else is up? My energy, because I'm streaming today. Anyways. Welcome to the stream, Sky, and welcome everybody to the stream. Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you guys are excited. Storm, hello. Hello, Onyx. Hello, Ateka. Hello, Rosie. Hello, Onyx. I don't know if I said hello, Mixstar. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Meow. Cat took over the stream, confirmed. True. Cat's actually opening and shutting my door. So if you hear like stuff hitting a door, that's him. so I apologize. Don't bring my brother to this. Why are we bringing my brother to this? But hi, chat. How are we doing today? I hope you guys are excited, because I'm so freaking excited. I haven't read fanfic. I haven't read Tommy and His Clinic for Supervillains in about 2 weeks. 2 freaking weeks. It's been too long. But guess what? It's okay, because we have Julie Berry with us, and we're gonna vibe, okay? We're gonna vibe. Hold on, let me check. Julie. Want me to tell you a joke, and it was so funny, and she thought you'd laugh at my age. It's okay. As soon as you figure it out, go ahead and tell it to me. About to hey! Oh my god, he crawled into my hamper. Oh, okay. Ready, chat? I hope you guys are excited, because I am. Because I miss Julie Berry. Meow.
Yeah, what? It was cut off, so I just
Are
heard
you
ow. I just heard ow, and I'm like, are you good, fam?
Why does it never go through all the way? It never goes through all the way. I always meow at you, and it never goes through all the way.
Would me barking at you make you feel better?
Yes.
Woof.
Let's go! Julie, we have somebody in chat that found us from us reading this fanfic on YouTube, I think.
Hey, yo.
We got people that have found us from the fanfic.
Wait, hold up. Let me pull up your chat.
We have the skies.
I need to meet this person.
Yes. So I am reading today. We are reading Tommy and His Clinic for Supervillains Thursday. It's Tommy and His Clinic for Supervillains Thursday, chat, because we couldn't do Tuesday. But I think we'll go back to our regular scheduled programming soon.
Soon,
but for
unless
today,
something
else comes up. Let's see. Let me hold on. I'm trying to whip out everything.
Oh yeah, that's right. You post all the things on your VODs channel, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people like it. It's really cool. What can we say? We're just actresses. We're just
This
so cool.
is so epic.
That is really cool. And something like super fun. I remember we were just like, let's read a fanfic together, because me and Julie started talking mostly from.
I've been trying to get you to read.
Why did you put your mom?
Oh.
Snowy Town of Salem, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I just saw that. Okay, chat. So we have like a Google Doc on this, so that we have like all our parts
Like
and
highlighted and stuff.
highlighted, yeah, and it's literally chapter 7, your mom. That's not it. It's actually chapter 7, you patience, which is what we are reading today, because boom, it's on the screen, baby.
Yo, wait. Okay, I pulled up your VODs channel. I can see why someone has found us.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, I'll send you a screenshot. Hold on.
Okay.
But yeah, you keep talking. Sorry.
Okay.
Take a little bit.
But yeah, we are going to be. Okay, so last time we started, it has been 2 weeks since we read Tommy and His Clinic for Supervillains, which is okay. You know what? Life happens. So this is like my comfort fic. Oh, hell yeah. It's becoming my comfort fic. I love it so much. Literally, first chapter Julie read to me, I was in love with it. I loved it so much. What did you send? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I'm like, have you not checked?
No! Oh, actually, I just checked that I had 69 subs, and I was like, funny number. Let's freaking go on my VODs channel.
I'm about to ruin it.
No! I'm just kidding. It's okay. I got a picture before. It's okay. But it's so... I'm so excited. I love this fic so much, chat. Mostly because I'm reading it with Julie Berry.
Oh, wait. What the muffin?
What happened?
Even bigger number moment.
What do you mean even bigger number moment? What are you talking about?
We were talking about that.
What? Are you kidding? I have not seen that.
No. Are you good, fam?
No, chat. Why is it that my VODs channel is getting more views than anything? What?
Oh, someone in the comments put like the timestamps for the chapters. It's so cute.
I want to get big off my VODs channel just from reading fanfic. Let's do
Oh
it.
my gosh. This
No,
is
that's
so
what-
exciting to discover with you.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was that okay,
Ooh.
because I know that it was like at 100, maybe like 200. Not chat. The views are kind of insane on
Yeah.
Tommy and its Clinic for Supervillains. I did not know it was that crazy. I don't check my VODs channel because
It's,
I'm always
it's
like,
a very popular fic.
I didn't realize it. I didn't realize how popular. I didn't know you had a VOD channel. Yeah, I do. It's if you go into my socials in my Discord, it should be there. If somebody could link in the Discord. Ouch!
Yeah.
Exclamation point
I
or
would-
Discord.
Yeah,
I
can
wish
you
we
do
had
this
a-
offline. You can probably put like the Tom clinic videos in a playlist.
Oh, true. Okay, I will do that. Yeah, I'll do that off channel. Off.
Yep.
Off
channel.
Yeah, no,
off
I
stream.
don't off stream. Yeah, no, I don't have a bots command. That's actually okay because I never thought like, oh, people would like to see my bot. La di da di da. I'll make a command for that. Don't worry, I have made a list. But chat for today, we're not focusing on the past. We're focusing on the future. And by the future, we mean new patients. Okay, so I got the lo-fi music in the back. We're just chilling. Julie, you're reading the summary. So, are you ready?
Yay.
Are you ready to get
Yes.
back into it?
I'm so
Oh.
ready to get back into it. I've been
I am-
practicing my voices.
I am so
No.
happy. I am so happy. Let's frickin' go.
All right. Chapter 7, New Patients. Tommy's healing skills get put to the test.
Oh my gosh. The call Tommy was waiting for actually didn't end up being a phone call at all. It happened in a text. It was evening. Moonlight filtered through the window, lighting up the carpet with glowing white lines. For once, Tebo and Rambu weren't out doing whatever it was they got up to when it was late. Instead, they were there. Tebo was working at his computer, head tilted so close to his screen, Tommy debated yelling at him about how he was going to damage his eyes.
Right.
Rambu was settled on the couch next to Tommy, legs propped up on the coffee table and playing Mario Kart on the beat-up Nintendo DS he'd found for cheap at a garage sale. Tommy, meanwhile, was trying to sew a patch onto Tebo's sweatshirt because he got a hole in the armpit and they couldn't afford to buy any new clothes right now. It was quiet and peaceful.
There was a buzz from Tommy's phone. He sighed and put down his sewing needle, digging into his pocket to take it out. When he saw the notification blaring across the screen, though, his mouth went dry. Unknown number. Is this the number for the healer? Fuck. It had been almost 2 weeks since his run-in with Blade and Zephyrus, and Tommy was starting to think they'd given him a break after all. That was stupid of him. He should have known this was going to come back up sooner or later. Clenching his jaw, Tommy glanced at Rambu from the corner of his eye, and was relieved to see he was so focused on his DS. Carefully angling his phone away from the boy, Tommy typed out a shaky response.
Tommy. Yeah, it is. Who is this? The reply was almost instantaneous. Unknown number. A friend of the Blades. I need help, and fast. Where can I meet you? Swallowing down a lump in his throat, Tommy bit back a groan and dropped his head against the couch cushion. Shit. Tebo and Rambu were here, meaning he couldn't bring whichever villain this was back to the apartment to heal them up. Where the hell could he go to where they wouldn't be found?
Tommy checked the time on his watch. It was a bit after midnight, and he had just closed the cafe a little over an hour ago. Every other shop in that area was closed, and Tommy had the keys to the place still sitting in his back pocket. A plan was forming in his head. He wasn't thrilled about it. Tommy says, "Can you get to the Cloudy Cafe? I can send you the address." Unknown number. I know where that is.
Tommy.
Get over. Oh, that's you, my bit.
It's okay. It's okay.
I got
I know you're excited. I know you're excited. Me too. Tommy, get over there and head to the back alley behind the cafe. I'll meet you there in a few. Unknown number. I don't care if the syndicate is fond of you. If this is a trap, I'm going to make you regret it. Tommy gulped, staring at this threat on his screen. Whoever he was dealing with, they didn't seem to be in a very cheerful mood. Tommy, this isn't a trap. I'm not a fucking idiot. Unknown number. Fine. See you soon.
Dropping the phone on his lap, Tommy took a shaky breath and dragged his hands down his face. Great. Now he had to get to the cafe to heal another supervillain who may or may not kick his ass if they got too suspicious of him. You okay? Rumbu's concerned voice made Tommy's head whip up. "Oh, I'm fine," Tommy said immediately, shoving his phone in his pocket. "I just remembered that I forgot to put the milk back in the fridge at work. I need to go before it goes bad." "Wait, you're going back to the cafe?" Tabo asked, spinning around in his chair to frown at Tommy. "It's late. One of us should come walk with you."
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it, Tommy reassured, waving them off as he jumped to his feet. I mean, would Puffy really be that upset over one thing of milk going bad? Rambu asked, his frown mirroring Tebo's as Tommy slung his backpack over his shoulders. Well, we're running low, Tommy lied, beelining towards the front door. We're not scheduled to get another delivery till the day after tomorrow, and I don't want us to run out of milk in the middle of the day. Tebo and Rambu still seemed skeptical, but Tommy was in a time crunch here.
I promise I'll be fine. I'll text you when I'm on my way back, he promised. And before either one could protest, he swung open the door and rushed out, hurrying down the hallway without looking back. That could have gone a lot better. Tommy hated the way the guilt about lying to his friends clawed into his chest. But he knew he couldn't exactly tell him, oh, by the way, I'm going to the cafe to heal some supervillain because I've kind of fallen into a business with the syndicate unwillingly. Do you want me to pick up groceries on the way back? It would be fine. Once again, Tebo and Rambu had their secrets, and Tommy had his. The night air was cool against his flushed cheeks as he hurried down the sidewalk. He tightened the straps of his backpack, glad he remembered to throw a miniature first aid kit in there exactly for one of these situations. While he didn't feel great about volunteering Puffy's Cafe to be his makeshift clinic, it wasn't like he had much of a better option besides the literal alleyway next to his apartment building. At least this way he could clean up any spilled blood, and knew they wouldn't be disturbed while he was doing his work.
As his footsteps pounded against the sidewalk, a stabbing pain under his ribs protesting his fast pace, Tommy wondered who was going to be waiting for him when he got to the cafe. All they said was that they were a friend of the Blades. While usually he would take that to mean Siren or Zephyrus, if it was one of them, they would have just told him. This had to be someone he hadn't met before, but he couldn't think of any villain off the top of his head outside of those two that had connections to the Blade. Nerves buzzed in his chest like bees, swarming him with their worries and making him second-guess what the hell he was doing. He knew the Syndicate wasn't going to hurt him, since they thought they still owed him for saving Siren, but this new villain might not follow that same logic. This person could be volatile, and Tommy might end up getting screwed over before the night was over. Well, if he got his shit rocked, at least he could probably count on Siren kicking some ass on his behalf in revenge. Siren seemed like the type of guy to do that.
Finally, he reached the cafe. From the front, nothing seemed amiss. The blinds were drawn shut, the lights shut off inside, just like how he left it. After checking to make sure no one was watching, Tommy unlocked the front door and darted inside, making sure to lock it again behind him. Then, he headed straight to the back room, dropping his backpack onto the table and taking a deep breath as he stared at the door that led to the dumpster in the alleyway behind the shop. There was a villain waiting on the other side of that door for him. Tommy shook his head to try and clear that thought. There was someone hurt waiting on the other side of that door for him, waiting for help. That was how he should be thinking of this. This was a person first and a villain second. He needed to remember that. Dragging his hands through his hair, Tommy forced himself to take several deep breaths, counting in his head just like Puffy had taught him. Then he stepped over to the door to the alley and didn't let himself hesitate before he swung it open.
Tommy wasn't sure what he expected to see on the other side, but it wasn't this. There were two people. One was a woman, bright pink hair tied back into a tight ponytail with strands falling loose around her face. The upper half of her face was covered by a gold metal mask shaped like a V, with no visible eye holes to be seen, yet Tommy knew she could see out of it anyway. The only part of her face that was visible was her lips, which were pressed into a thin line, acting as the only thing that betrayed her nerves. When Tommy saw the other person with her, though, his stomach dropped. A guy was laying across her lap as she sat pressed against one of the walls of the alleyway. His face was covered by a gray bandana and a pair of goggles with one lens that was red and another lens that was blue. But what caught Tommy's attention was his chest. The remains of what had once been a sweatshirt barely clung to his skin, the charred fabric looking as though it had partially melted onto his skin. Burns were littered across his entire torso, and the sight alone made Tommy want to gag.
He recognized these two. It was Arson and Iceman, two villains that weren't as intimidating as the Syndicate, but were well known nonetheless. Arson, the woman, stiffened as soon as Tommy opened the door. "Are you the healer?" she asked, her voice tinged with metal by the voice change pressed against her throat. "Yeah, that's me," Tommy breathed, unable to tear his eyes away from the charred figure that was Iceman. "Jesus fucking Christ." "Yeah, I know," Arson muttered, shifting so she wasn't leaning against the alley wall anymore. She seemed wary of him, looking past his shoulder and into the back room behind him, but still asked, "Can you help me get him up? I carried him here, but I don't know if I can carry him anymore."
Shit, yeah, of course, let's get him inside. Tommy rushed forward, kneeling down to help pick up Iceman. He grabbed Iceman's legs while Arson got his upper half, and together they carried him to the back of the cafe. As soon as they were inside, Tommy set Iceman down to the tile floor, cursing himself for not grabbing a towel or something to put him on instead. In the fluorescent light of the back room, the burns somehow looked even worse than they had outside. They wrapped around his torso like vines, carving scars into his skin that Tommy knew even the strongest healer couldn't fully erase. Shutting the back door behind him, Tommy then dropped to his knees next to Iceman, reaching forward to press his fingers against his throat. There was a pulse there, fluttering weakly against his fingertips. At least he was still breathing. What the fuck happened to him? Tommy asked, already looking for a way to try and get the sweatshirt off of him without aggravating the burns even more.
It was Flame, Arson said softly, kneeling on the other side of Iceman and clutching his hand in her own. We got into a fight with him, and he just landed a perfect hit on Iceman. I just barely managed to escape with him in my arms. Tommy clenched his jaw. Flame was one of the top heroes. He couldn't imagine a top hero purposely giving someone an injury this horrific. Isn't Iceman supposed to be immune to fire? Tommy asked, grabbing a pair of scissors from his first aid kit to try and cut the sweatshirt off of Iceman's chest. Like, he's got firepower, so why can't he get burnt? That was one of the strange things about Arson and Iceman that Tommy never understood. Iceman had fire powers, able to conjure up flaming projectiles and surround himself with them to send off towards his enemies, while Arson had water powers and could drown someone just by wrapping a bubble of water around their head. Their names didn't make any sense.
Flame's fire is different than most, Arson explained, rubbing her thumb over Iceman's knuckles. We call it Hellfire. We don't know why, but it can burn Iceman, and it can burn him badly. He's gotten hurt by it before, but never like this. You can say that again. Most burns like this would kill someone, Tommy muttered, as he peeled away some of the fabric. Arson turned her face away from Tommy, although he couldn't see her expression because of her mask anyway. He actually stopped breathing, and his heart stopped before you got here, she said in a low voice. But I was able to bring him back.
Tommy paused what he was doing to look at Arson and noticed the way her lip had been bit to the point of bleeding. Did you perform CPR? He asked, having a strange feeling that there was something she wasn't telling him. Arson was silent for a moment and bit her lip again. Tommy winced when he saw another bead of blood well up from the wound she had there. Kind of. I did chest compressions, but I also encouraged his blood to flow again. Tommy blinked. What do you mean?
Blood is partially made up of water, meaning I can control it if I need to, Arson admitted, keeping her face angled towards the ground. So I made his blood move through his heart again. You've gotta be fucking kidding me! Arson could control blood? Is that okay? Arson then asked when Tommy didn't say anything. His blood is flowing on its own now. I'm not doing it anymore. Is that okay that I did that? Will it hurt him in the long run? I'm gonna be honest, I have no fucking clue if that'll have long-term consequences because I'm not exactly experienced bloodbenders, Tommy said, forcing himself to look back at Iceman and take off more fabric. If his heart is beating on its own now, it should be fine. Either way, I'm glad you did it because I can't do shit when someone's heart stops beating.
Try not to manipulate blood if I can't help it. It disturbs me. To be able to control someone like that, I only use it in life-threatening situations, Arson explained, sounding strangely defensive. Another scrap of fabric was peeled off of Iceman's chest, revealing burnt pink tissue with a few patches of black here and there. Tommy winced, hoping the third-degree burns were few and far between. Did you do that to Flame so you could escape? Tommy asked, keeping his eyes down. Arson sucked in a breath, but after a moment of silence, she released it.
Yes, she whispered. I've never used it on a hero before today because I didn't want them to know I had that ability. I'm probably going to be moved to top priority after tonight. She paused, and Tommy stayed quiet to let her collect her thoughts, though I don't think we're going to be going out for a while after this. Tommy nodded, setting the last swath of fabric aside. Yeah, it's probably best for you guys to lay low. I can heal him enough so he's stable, but he's still going to need time to heal those burns on his own, and he'll have permanent scarring. As long as he's alive, that's what matters, Arson muttered, mostly to herself.
Well, no point in delaying the inevitable. Tommy's gaze skimmed over the burns one more time, and he tried to hide his grimace. It was going to suck ass healing this. Healing the minor burns on his hands from when he worked wasn't a big deal, but something as severe as this was going to take a lot out of him. Taking a deep breath, Tommy placed his hands as gently as he could on Iceman's now bare chest, then closed his eyes. Arson stayed silent as he healed Iceman. He heard her soft gasp as his hands began to glow, but didn't open his eyes to see her reaction as he focused on spreading the energy over Iceman's burns. His head began to pound almost immediately, with a strange warmth building up in his hands that quickly became painfully hot. Still, he forced himself to hold on, knowing he only had this one shot to heal Iceman tonight before he was too exhausted to try again.
His head throbbed as Tommy's heart pounded in his ears. He was grimacing in pain now, and lights began to dance behind his eyelids. If he kept this up, he was going to pass out. Like with Siren, Tommy stopped right before it became too much. Gasping for air, Tommy threw himself away from Iceman, curling up against the wall and burying his face in his knees to try and catch his breath. "Oh, fuck, that hurt," Tommy muttered. Clenching his jaw as a wave of nausea rolled over him. "Are you all right?" Arson asked.
I'll be fine. Tommy spit out between his teeth. Just give me another nausea spike, and Tommy was on his feet, pushing past the way his legs shook like jelly as he darted for the sink in the corner of the back room. As Tommy puked into the sink, he felt a hand rest lightly on his back, drawing gentle circles over his shoulder blades and helping him tether himself back to reality. After another minute, Tommy lifted his head from the sink, clutching the sides of the basin to keep himself upright. Arson seemed to notice his struggle and wrapped her arm around his back, walking him back over to where Iceman was still on the ground, and setting him down so he was sitting against the wall. The cold tile floor was heavenly against his sore hands, and Tommy squeezed his eyes shut as he tried to catch his breath. The back room was silent as Arson waited for Tommy to recover. His head was spinning, but Tommy forced himself to take deep breaths, knowing it would pass if he gave himself time. He heard Arson stand up again, but couldn't summon the energy to ask what she was doing. There was the sound of a cabinet opening, followed by running water, and soon there was something cool being pressed into his hand.
"Drink some water," Arson instructed. Cracking open his eyes, he saw the villain crouched right in front of him, helping him hold the glass of water she'd gotten for him. She helped him lift it to his lips, and the water was heavenly for his pounding head. Nodding in encouragement, she kept a hold on the bottom as he drowned the entire thing in one go. Then, she put the glass down on the ground and next to him when he was done. The water settled into his system, and Tommy's head finally stopped spinning. He opened his eyes completely and saw Arson had moved back over to sit by Iceman. "Thank you," Tommy muttered, straightening up against the wall and wincing when it sent another bolt of pain through his skull. "How's Iceman?"
He looks a lot better, Arson told him. Looking over at the two, Tommy could see that Arson was right. While the burns on his chest were still numerous, there was no more third-degree burns that he could see. There were a few second degrees still, but the majority had been reduced to first-degree redness with a bit of blistering. Along with that, where Iceman had been barely breathing before, now his chest was moving up and down at a steady pace, as if he was just sleeping. Although Tommy now felt like shit, at least his healing had worked. Iceman was going to live another day. "How long until you're feeling better?" Arson then asked, glancing up at Tommy. Tommy shrugged. "The worst should pass in 10 minutes or so."
"Then we'll stay with you until then. I want to make sure you can get home safely," Arson said. Tommy opened his mouth as to argue, but could tell by her tone that wasn't going to work. Plus, he didn't really have the energy to insist that he was fine right now, and figured it wouldn't be bad to have some company while he waited for his head to stop throbbing. "Can I ask you a question?" Tommy spoke up after a moment, figuring this was his opportunity to ask about something he'd always wondered about. "Shoot," Arson replied.
What the hell is up with your names? I mean, you have water powers, but you're named Arson. And he's got fire powers, yet he's named Iceman. Why did you guys do that? Tommy asked, furrowing his brow. It was Iceman's idea, Arson muttered, her tone betraying a hint of amusement as she squeezed her friend's hand. He said we could be like Greenland and Iceland. You know, with how Greenland is actually covered in ice, while Iceland is super green, and they were named that to confuse outsiders. She shook her head, a smile barely quirking at the corners of her lips. It's ridiculous, but it does take people by surprise, so I suppose it does the job. Tommy snorted. I guess it works, yeah. Still kind of stupid. Believe me, I'm aware, Arson said, although she was giving a fond smile to Iceman.
Silence fell between them once more. Iceman's breathing continued to be steady, a rhythmic in and out of whooshing air as Arson sat quietly beside him. Tommy had no idea how long it was going to take him to wake up, but he wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't for a few hours. Tommy's head rested against the wall, trying not to wince as his eyes drifted up towards the fluorescent lights. "Thank you." Arson's whisper cut through the silence like a hot knife, demanding attention without any dramatics. "Thank you for saving him." The thanks was so sincere, so heavy on Arson's tongue. It made Tommy squirm. Oops. You're welcome, but it wasn't a huge deal. Besides, it's not like I have much of a choice in this," he said, laughing awkwardly. "That's not true," Arson said, keeping her gaze fixed on Iceman. "You could have called the cops and had them waiting here for me. You could have called someone when Blade and Zephyr showed up at your apartment, or you could have left Siren to bleed out in the alley, and no one would have known you were there. But you didn't. You chose to help all of us, despite who we are. That deserves a thanks."
Tommy wrapped his arms around his knees. "You're making such a big deal out of it. I'm just doing some healing. It's not even like it takes that much out of me most of the time." Arson smiled, but there was something sad in it. "You don't understand how valuable you are to us, Tommy. Villains don't have anyone to patch them up after they get hurt. Heroes can go to the expensive doctors they have in the hero tower. Vigilantes can sometimes go to the hospital, depending on the nature of their injuries, or can find an independent healer to pay them to help. But villains rarely do anything except patch themselves up and hope for the best. Most healers turn us away, and hospitals usually can recognize the wounds caused by hero fights. If a villain gets mortally wounded, that's usually it for us. But you guys don't get badly hurt all that often, right? Heroes aren't supposed to try and kill you, they just try to incapacitate," Tommy pointed out. "Tommy," Arson's voice was flat, but non-judgmental as she pointed to Iceman. "Did this look like a wound meant to incapacitate, or a wound to kill?"
Tommy blinked, knowing what the answer to the question was. "And with Siren?" Arson continued before he could speak again. "That hole in his stomach, again, did that seem like a wound meant to incapacitate?" There were a few beats of silence before Tommy shook his head. "The media lies to you," Arson said softly, tracing a finger up Iceman's arms. "They tell you that heroes are noble, that they are the ones who you need to look up to. But many villains aren't doing this because we like to hurt people. We have a reason for choosing our side. We're just trying to do what we need to do to survive, but we're getting killed off one by one."
"Are you saying that heroes have killed villains before?" Tommy asked, unable to hide the horror in his voice. Arson nodded. "Yes, they have. And if you hadn't saved Iceman, he would have been another death they covered up." Nausea was creeping up in Tommy's throat again. But this time it wasn't because of his powers. It was one thing to have his suspicions, but it was another thing entirely to get them confirmed. He thought that Siren could have been hurt in a fight with a hero, but he wasn't sure about it. Now he knew that was exactly what had happened, and that it had happened many times before as well. The media had been lying to them. All of them.
"We need you, Tommy," Arson said, then said when Tommy was silent. "Of course, you're not going to be forced to do anything you don't want to, but we need you so much more than you realize." A faint groan from the floor tore Tommy's attention away before he could respond, and Arson was immediately kneeling over Iceman, grabbing his face in her hands and trying to meet his eyes. "Iceman? Iceman, are you awake?" "Fucking hell," Iceman muttered, his hoarse voice difficult to make out through his voice changer. "I feel like I got baked in a fucking oven."
Arson let out a relieved laugh, and Tommy noticed a stray tear roll down her cheek. Yeah, you probably do." "What in the hell happened, Nick?" Arson slammed her hand over Iceman's mouth before he could finish the word. "We're not alone, Iceman," Arson told him, jutting her chin in Tommy's direction. She lifted her hand from Iceman's mouth, and he nodded, turning his head to the side so he could see Tommy. "This is Tommy," she explained. "He healed you." "Hey up, big man," Tommy greeted.
"Ayo," Iceman replied, albeit a bit weakly. "So you're the kid that saved Siren, huh?" Tommy sighed. "Jesus fucking Christ, does everyone and their mother know about that?" "Everyone in our circle does," Arson told him with a soft laugh. "I guess this means a lot of villains owe you one," Iceman commented, making no moves to get up as he continued to meet Tommy's gaze. "Which includes me."
"Seriously, it's fine. Don't worry about it," Tommy grumbled, knowing it was too late to insist that he didn't want to get involved in their world, but still hating the idea of having a favor owed to him because he helped someone. thank you anyway, Iceman said, nodding at him. So I think it's about time me and my partner here got going, because this floor is really fucking uncomfortable. Pausing, Iceman glanced around the room, and Tommy could just make out the frown behind his goggles. Wait, where the hell are we? The cafe I work at, Tommy explained, straightening up against the wall as he prepared to stand. My roommates were home, so I couldn't bring you to the apartment. I do the closing shift here, so I had the keys to this place. I figured it would be the next best thing. Convenient, Iceman muttered. It was then he glanced down at himself, noticing the burns for the first time. Jesus Christ, that ain't pretty. Then his frown deepened. Wait, where the fuck is my shirt?
I kinda had to cut it off you, Tommy explained, sheepishly pointing to the fabric strips that sat near Iceman's feet. Hope you weren't attached. Oh, damn it. I really like that one, Iceman whined. We'll get you another one, Arson reassured him, but for right now, I think we should focus on getting you up. Do you think you could stand? It was a struggle for Iceman to get to his feet. He let out a rather impressive string of curses when moving, tugged at the burns on his chest, and if Tommy wasn't still a bit dizzy, he probably would have tried to heal him more. Finally, though, he was standing upright, leaning into Arson, who had both her arms wrapped around him.
Can you guys make it back all right? Tommy asked, having stood up himself and was now leaning against the wall for support. Yeah, we'll be fine, Arson reassured him. Though, do you think you could let us change into our civilian clothes? It'll be easier for us to walk down the street that way. Tommy blinked. Oh, shit, of course. Don't worry, I won't look or anything. Thanks, Arson smiled at him, and Tommy felt warm inside.
A few minutes later, from the front part of the cafe where Tommy had gone while the villains changed, he heard a muffled call from the back room of, "We're leaving now," and Tommy yelled back a goodbye. The only thing he saw as he opened the door to the back room was a flash of pink hair as Arson and Iceman slipped out into the alleyway. Figuring he should give them time to get far away before he started heading home himself, Tommy set about cleaning up the remains of the two villains so Puffy and Foolish would be none the wiser when they came in for work tomorrow morning. There wasn't much blood on the floor, thanks to the fact that burns usually didn't bleed all that much, but Tommy still wiped the entire back room down with a mop just in case. He also made sure to clean out the sink he'd puked in, and ended up grabbing himself another glass of water to lessen the headache that was now pounding behind his eyes. He was still dizzy, and his head hurt like a bitch, but Tommy didn't actively feel like he was going to pass out, so that was a plus. The only real challenge was going to be getting home, because even just standing there for a few minutes to clean up was making his fatigued legs shake violently.
Well, Tommy knew the logical thing to do was call Tubbo or Rambu. That was just going to open up way too many questions about why he was suddenly very ill when he'd been fine less than an hour before. If he could just make it back to the apartment on his own, he could just pretend he was really tired and pass out as soon as he got home. Yeah, he could do that. Hopefully. Shutting off the lights in the cafe again, Tommy stumbled back out to the front of the shop, his keys jingling in his pocket. Once he was out into the cool night air, he gasped in relief, the breeze wicking away the sweat that had formed on the back of his neck. His hand shook as he twisted the key into the lock, his forehead resting a bit too heavily against the cool glass doors.
Shit. This was going to be harder than he thought. Tommy was mentally preparing himself to push away from the door when there was a rustling sound from above. Before he even got a chance to look up, there was a sound of footsteps slamming against concrete, and Tommy whipped around to see who was there. He didn't expect to find himself face to face with a vigilante. Nick was taller in person than he seemed on TV, although that was probably because he'd always been standing next to Ender, who seemed to be a literal giant. His gas mask covered his entire face with yellow lenses over the eye holes. Tommy noticed that the guy had similar hair to Tubbo, with the bleached ends and the overgrown brown roots. Huh. Guess Tubbo's style wasn't even as unique as he thought.
Fuck, dude!
Hello,
Tommy yelped
motherfucker.
as soon as he gathered his thoughts somewhat, still putting most of his weight against the glass doors. You're gonna scare a man half to death like that! Sorry, the vigilante yelped, his voice also tinged what? by his voice changer. I didn't mean to scare you, I swear. Were you just sitting on the roof of this place waiting for me to come out like a fucking creep? Tommy accused. No, I wasn't. I was just in the area and I saw you go inside earlier, and since it's so late, I thought I'd just keep an eye to make sure everything was all right. You know, vigilantes, duties, and all. Nuke explained, letting out a nervous chuckle.
I just realized I extended my part by accident. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh my gosh, I was tired. Okay. Tommy narrowed his eyes. There was no way Nuke would have been able to see Arson and Iceman enter or leave from the front of the store, as the alley led out onto another street entirely. Plus, a vigilante would ask him if he'd spotted two villains headed toward his cafe, right? This just had to be a weird check-in. He hoped that's all it was. Well, you checked and everything's fine. I worked the closing shift at this place and I forgot some stuff, so I came back for it. So you can leave now, Tommy snapped, not having the energy to deal with the vigilante right now. Are you sure? You were in there for a long time, Nuke pointed out. Tommy bit back a curse, trying to think of some excuse he could tell Nuke for why he'd been in the cafe for so long, as if he was just grabbing stuff he forgot. I got sick, he finally admitted, figuring it was at least partially true. Threw up and all that nasty shit, so I really just want to go home so I can go the fuck to sleep. If you're sick, are you okay to walk back on your own? Nuke asked, taking a step closer to him. If you need, I can walk you home. I'm fine, Tommy spit out, hoping the vigilante couldn't see his legs shaking as he gripped the door handle.
You really don't seem fine, Nuke said, looking him up and down. In fact, you kind of look like shit. Your face looks like shit, Tommy snapped back. You can't even see my face behind my mask, Nuke argued. Yeah, but I bet it looks like shit. I bet you don't even get any ladies because they all think Ender is cooler since he's taller than you, Tommy pushed, saying whatever the hell came to mind to try and get the guy to leave him alone.
Nuke snorted. I'm not exactly looking for ladies right now, but okay. Oh, you swing the other way? Good for you, man. Live your truth. That's not what I... Nuke cut himself off, sighing deeply and shaking his head. Fine. You want to walk back on your own? I'm not going to stop you. With that, Nuke took a step back, gesturing for Tommy to start walking down the sidewalk. After a few beats of staring down the vigilante, it was clear he wasn't going to leave until Tommy proved he could make it down the street without tipping over. Clenching his jaw, Tommy pushed away from the door, ignoring the way his legs screamed in protest. He managed one step onto the sidewalk, followed by another, but when he went for his third, his leg immediately crumbled under the weight.
Before he could fall face first into the concrete, there was an arm grabbing him and yanking him back upright. Tommy leaned heavily against Nuke, thinking it was a bit ridiculous considering how much taller he was than the vigilante. Yet the guy didn't seem to struggle with supporting his weight at all. Yep, thought that would happen, Nuke muttered, grunting as he threw Tommy's arm over his shoulders. Alright, where am I taking you? While Tommy wanted to argue, he knew full well that if Nuke weren't here right now, Tommy would probably just end up sleeping on the sidewalk for the night. Down that way, he said, pointing towards his complex.
Nodding, Nuke started in the direction he gave with Tommy, with Tommy stumbling against him. The two were silent for the first few minutes of walking. Tommy was focused too much on putting his legs in front of the other so he didn't fall again, because the last thing he wanted was for Nuke to pick him up bridal style. After they'd made it about a block, though, Nuke seemed to tire of the silence because he spoke up. So, nice weather we're having, right?
Tommy raised an eyebrow at the expressionless mask. Seriously? You're making small talk about the weather? Well, the silence was awkward and I wanted to say something. I'm not an Uber driver you can just be quiet with. You're the one who insisted on helping me home, Tommy exclaimed. Yeah, because you were gonna pass the fuck out if I didn't, Nuke shot back.
Tommy groaned. Duh, don't be so dramatic, he muttered, although he knew Nuke was probably right. Where's your tall friend anyway? Don't you guys usually do your patrols together? Oh, Ender? Nuke let out a nervous laugh. He's at home. Things seemed a bit quiet, so I decided to take the patrol on my own. Huh. So the fight Arson and Iceman had with Flame wasn't something Nuke knew about. You didn't hear about anything going on? Tommy pressed. No villain sightings or hero sightings or anything like that?
Nuke slowed his walking pace down, turning his head to glance at Tommy. No, I didn't. Did you see something? Tommy debated what he should and shouldn't tell Nuke. On the one hand, Nuke's job was to fight villains, meaning he probably shouldn't mention that Iceman had been hurt. But on the other hand, Nuke wasn't a hero either. He didn't have any obligation to the hero committee, and wasn't as likely to just blindly take their side in any altercation. That was what Tommy had always liked about vigilantes. They weren't bound to the stupidity of the hero committee, but still helped people all the same. I thought I saw Arson and Iceman at one point, Tommy said carefully, keeping his tone casual. It was from far away, but I could have sworn I saw them going at it with Flame. You saw Arson and Iceman fighting Flame? Did you report it? Nuke asked.
Tommy shrugged. Like I said, it was from far away, and Arson and Iceman dipped pretty quickly from what I saw. Plus, Flame was there, so I just figured he had it handled. That's weird, though. Nuke muttered, shaking his head. I'm usually able to intercept police radio transmissions so me and Ender can find out when shit is going down. But I didn't hear anything about Flame being sent out tonight. Arson's words flashed in Tommy's mind again. If he hadn't saved Iceman, he would have been another death they covered up. He thought back to the night he saved Siren. There had also been no news about that fight.
Picture was starting to form in Tommy's head, and he really didn't like what it was turning out to be. Hey, you okay? Nuke's voice dragged Tommy back to the present. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I zoned out there for a second. It's alright. I think we're almost there, though, he said, gesturing with one hand to Tommy's apartment building.
Yep, this is it, big man, Tommy told him. Nuke dragged him up to the front door of his building, and Tommy was actually able to stand on his own as he dug in his pockets for a scanner. So, are you good now? Nuke asked, shifting from foot to foot. Because if you can make it back to your apartment from here, I'm gonna go. Tommy snorted. I'm gonna give you a terrible Yelp review. The vigilante Nuke only dropped me off in the front of my apartment building instead of walking me to my door like a wrong'un. I give him 1 out of 5 stars.
Off! I should be getting 5 out of 5 stars for walking a poor sick child home. Nuke shot back, and Tommy could hear the smirk under his mask. Excuse you, bitch! If anyone's the child between the two of us, it's you, Tommy exclaimed. You look like you're 12 years old. What? Is it because I'm short? Yes, it's entirely because you're short. You're so small, and people probably even... Whatever, you're probably even shorter than my friend Tubbo, and he's one of the shortest people I know.
Nuke huffed. Well, I bet Tubbo isn't all that short at all, because I know I'm not short either. I'm perfectly average. Sure you are. You look like a toddler next to Ender. Everyone looks tiny as fuck next to Ender. He's unreasonably tall. I'll believe it when I see it, bomb boy. Tommy laughed, using his scanner to unlock the door to his building. Now, go off on the rest of your patrol and save a cat from a tree or some shit. You're a very ungrateful citizen, Nuke said as he walked away from the building.
Tommy, bitch! Don't wear it out! Right before Tommy shut the door to the apartment building, he saw Nuke flip him off and chuckled to himself. Although he was annoyed that he needed help walking back, that had gone a lot better than he expected. Thankfully, Nuke hadn't questioned him too much about why he'd been at the cafe so late at night, and he'd actually been kind of fun to talk to. If Tommy wasn't in the habit of helping some very illegal villains, he wouldn't even mind actually befriending the vigilante. But it just so happened that he was in the habit of helping villains, and he had a strange feeling Nuke wouldn't be too thrilled if he found out about that. Tommy sat down on the floor of the elevator as it tugged him up to his floor. It was a monumental effort to push himself back to his feet, and the only thing that kept him from falling over in the hallway was the promise of his warm bed that was so tantalizingly close. He just needed to make it a few more steps, and he would be able to pass the fuck out and kiss his headache goodbye.
His hand landed on his doorknob, and he almost started crying in relief. When he tried to twist it, though, he was met with resistance. The door was locked. Tubbo! Tommy yelled, slamming his fist on the door. Ranboo, someone let me in! I forgot my key! From inside the apartment, he could hear something fall over, and then footsteps were rushing towards the door. Sorry, Tommy, 1 second, Ranboo called out. His voice strained. The doorknob jiggled as Ranboo tried to open it, but somehow his attempt didn't result in the door swinging wide open like it should have.
Ranboo, seriously, let me in, Tommy said, pounding on the door again. I'm trying, Ranboo stammered. I think the lock is jammed. Then try harder to open it, Tommy yelled, his legs starting to shake again. There was another crash from somewhere in the apartment, and Tommy frowned. Ranboo, what was that noise? Oh, nothing. Tubbo just dropped something, Ranboo said, still jiggling the doorknob.
Well, whatever it is, can you get him over to the door so he can fucking open it, since he's not the one with noodle arms over here? From inside the apartment, he heard a door slam shut. Then the doorknob twisted, and it swung open to reveal a harried-looking Ranboo. Got it! Ranboo said, in a voice that was way too cheerful. Scowling at his roommate, Tommy shoved his way inside, his head spinning as he dropped his backpack on the floor. Right as he crossed over the couch, he saw the bathroom door open and Tubbo stepped out with red cheeks and damp hair.
Oh, hey, Tommy, you're back, Tubbo commented, rubbing at his hair with a towel. What took you so long? I feel like shit, Tommy said in lieu of an answer. I'm going to bed before I pass out on the floor. Ranboo, you're sharing the bed with me tonight, right? Yeah, I think so. But are you alright? All right, I'll put the earplugs in so I don't get woken up by your weird horror movie sleep talking. Tommy grumbled once again, ignoring a question his roommate asked.
While he knew he owed them more of an explanation than what he was giving them, he was pretty sure that if he stayed standing for another minute, he was literally going to pass out. In the morning, he could tell them the same thing he told Nuke. He went to the cafe and got sick while he was there. Probably just ate something bad, nothing to be too concerned about. Maybe he'd also mentioned that Nuke walked him home. After all, Tebo seems like a bit of a Nuke fanboy considering how he perked up whenever the vigilante was mentioned. If he could distract his roommate with the fact that he met Nuke, then hopefully neither of them would push for more information about his night out. Tommy didn't bother turning out the lights as he stumbled into his room. Instead, he collapsed face first into the blankets and was out as soon as his head hit the pillow.
Chapter 7!
I swear, I love this. I love this fanfic so much. But
It's literally so good.
I love
and we're
this.
not even halfway done with it.
We're not even halfway. Chat. We have so many Tommy in It Tuesdays still. So many.
So many.
So
We'll
many.
have to do something on my channel too.
Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We could even do like you do like a fanfic train where we do like a couple chapters on yours, a couple chapters on mine. Hell
we could
yeah.
do that.
That'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
Let's go. Oh my god, let's go. Oh my god, that's so fun. But Miles, thank you for the raid. Thank you. I hope you're still here, my beloved. Mwah, 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 mwah. And also, hello, chat. How did you guys like this? How did you guys like this chapter? I like this chapter. It's so fun.
I like that chapter a lot.
Oh my god,
I like doing Nikki's voice.
I like doing Nikki's, but I feel like I can't get it. I feel like I go in between like I try to add a little bit of like the German, and then I try to add, and then it's I don't fucking know.
I don't know, it's like for me, I went a little Irish,
Yeah,
and then a little Scottish,
yeah,
but then I had little bits of German.
I
I try to stray away from the British when it comes to Nikki, though.
Yeah, I just
She's a very light voice. I like
yeah. So for me, like for Nikki, like it's like if I can't get the accent down, I can at least get her tone. So I'm a good
definitely.
tone person, I think.
You are a good tone person.
I'm not a good accent, but I can get the tone.
You can get the tone.
I can get the tone.
Atonement, you know?
Atonement. Okay, are you ready for chapter 8? Are you ready for chapter 8? Okay.
Yes, let me.
Chat.
Yes, you got
Okay,
summary.
Chat. Same thing as usual. I will be thanking any follows, subs, bits, after, raids. Same thing in there too. But chapter 8. Tommy needs a day off. The day after Tommy's run-in with Arson and Iceman.
Although his headache was gone by the time morning arrived, like he had predicted, Tommy was still exhausted for the entirety of the day after his run-in with Arson and Iceman. After waking up, he ended up explaining to Tabo and Rambu about how he'd gotten sick the night before while he was at the cafe. Before either of them could press him about that, though, he brought up how Nuke had walked him home, expecting to get some sort of big reaction out of the two of them that would distract them from asking any more questions. Suffice to say, the plan didn't exactly work. In fact, neither of them seemed all that surprised about Nuke walking him home. Both of them said it made sense since he'd been seen patrolling their area before, and that it was nice of him to help Tommy get home. In all honesty, Tommy was a little offended on Nuke's behalf. If he had learned that Tubbo had been walked home by a vigilante none of them had met before, he would have certainly had a bit of more of reaction. But no. All his roommates wanted to talk about was how if he knew what caused him to be sick, how he was feeling now, and if he still planned on going to work that evening.
Which, of course, he was. Just because he was tired, that didn't mean he could afford to take a shift off. Besides, while he was tired, he wasn't on the verge of passing out like he had been the night before. It was more like a lingering heaviness in his limbs that wouldn't go away. There was a bit of extra effort he needed to put into lifting his legs, a slight delay in reaction time between his brain and his hands, making it feel as though he was moving underwater. However, while he'd never exhausted himself this badly from healing someone before, he somehow knew that the lingering side effects were going to be gone the next day. Again, he could deal with a little fatigue. He wasn't going to be a pussy about it. Fortunately for him, Puffy didn't exactly feel the same.
As soon as he walked into the cafe for his shift, he spotted Puffy sitting in the far back corner of the shop with Foolish, working behind the counter. Before Tommy could walk over to the counter to put his apron on, Puffy waved him over. Late afternoon sunlight was spilling into the cafe, turning every inch of the shop into gold. The air was heavy with the rich scent of coffee beans, while the taste of sugar was heavy on his tongue, making Tommy wonder if Foolish had been baking pastries. Puffy was sitting with her back to the window, the sun illuminating the edges of her wild brown and white curls like a halo. "Hi, Tommy," she said as he walked over to the table, gesturing for him to sit. "Hi, Puff," Tommy replied, settling down awkwardly into the chair. "Is everything all right?"
Oh yeah, everything's fine, Puffy told him, her smile almost as bright as the sunlight wrapped around her. I just wanted to check in with you since we haven't gotten a chance to talk much this week. You still alright with doing this many shifts a week? I can cut you down if you— No! Tommy cut her off, wincing when the sudden interruption made her flinch. Shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. But please don't cut down my hours. Puffy, I really need the money. It's okay, no need to freak out, Puffy reassured, reaching a hand out to rest it over his own. I can keep you on your current schedule, it's just— You look really tired, Tommy. I'm fine, Tommy said, using the hand Puffy wasn't holding to rub at his eyes. I just got shit sleep last night, but I'm totally fine, I swear.
Are you sure? Because if you ever need someone to talk to, you know I'm here for you. Not just as a boss, but as your friend. Her tone was gentle but firm, comforting yet solid in the way only Puffy could balance. It had taken a while for Tommy to trust Puffy. From the first day he came into her cafe with a wrinkled resume in hand, pointing to the help wanted sign on the door with all the desperation of a nearly homeless teenager, she had always been kind to him. She heard him out when he had something to say and seriously took his words into consideration. She would offer him extra food to take home at the end of every shift, giving calm reasons to why he should take the food in a way that didn't make it feel like pity. Even so, Tommy fought tooth and nail against her kindness for the first month of working for her, desperate not to try to become another charity case. But Puffy didn't look down on him. She didn't see him as a poor kid that she just felt bad for. Puffy respected him, more so than any other adult he'd met up until that point ever had. So he knew that when she gave him that concerned look, it wasn't one born out of pity, but genuine worry. The way Puffy looked at Tommy always made something tight form inside of him, like there was a dam that was just waiting to be released.
He knew he could tell her secrets and she wouldn't betray him, but if he admitted one small thing, he was worried the rest was going to come spilling out along with it. Besides, Puffy probably wouldn't take too kindly to finding out Tommy had used her cafe as a makeshift clinic for 2 wanted villains the night before. She was understanding, but she wasn't a saint, even if she seemed like one more often than not. Thanks, Puffy, but I promise I'm okay, Tommy told her, fiddling with his hands in his lap. Puffy raised an eyebrow, and Tommy could tell she didn't believe him.
Maybe he could tell her one part. Something small, not involving the villains, but enough to keep her from pushing further. Okay, well, maybe there is one small thing, Tommy started, dragging his hands through his hair. Tubbo and Ranboo have just been really weird lately. They're keeping all these secrets from me, and they're always out doing shit together really late at night. It's just bugging me a lot, so I guess it's making it a bit hard for me to sleep. Oh, Tommy, Puffy murmured, squeezing his hand. Have you tried just asking them outright what's going on? Tommy snorted. Well, I did. And first Tubbo said they couldn't tell me yet. Then later on they told me it was because they were getting goddamn married for tax benefits. But I don't think that was the real secret. Or at least not the entire thing, because they're still acting super fucking weird.
Wait, they're committing marriage fraud? Puffy questioned. Tommy blanched. Maybe forget I said that part. There was a beat of silence as Puffy stared at him before shaking her head and laughing under her breath. Jesus Christ, guess that's not something I really wanted to know about, she muttered, smiling at the table. And her smile faded as she met Tommy's eyes again. But you don't have any idea what this other secret they're hiding from you might be? Tommy shook his head, and Puffy sighed. Well, if you've asked and they won't tell you what's going on, they probably have a reason for keeping it from you. As hard as it is, Tubbo and Ranboo are your best friends. They wouldn't be keeping secrets to purposefully leave you out. I'm sure you just need to give it time so they can tell you about it when they're ready. Sighing, Tommy sank down onto a seat. Great. Just gotta keep doing what I've been doing for this entire time.
I know it's hard, but try to be patient with them, Puffy told him, squeezing his hand one more time before pulling away. And please, try to get more sleep. You look really awful today. Excuse you, I'm always extremely desirable to my many wives, Puffy snorted. Ah, yes, I forgot. Who needs beauty sleep when you have so many wives? Exactly. Now, I know you are still in the market for a wife.
I'm what? And I can give you so many tips on how to get all the ladies. I'm the master of it, Tommy told her, smirking at her from across the table. I appreciate the support, but I'm not exactly looking for a wife right now, Puffy explained, struggling to hold back her giggles. Oh, come on now, what about Foolish? Tommy explained, gesturing the counter where Foolish was blending a frappe. Now you are a fantastic father, don't get me wrong, but the poor child needs a mother.
Tommy, Foolish is an adult, Puffy pointed out with a raised eyebrow. Tommy faked a horror-filled gasp. And because he's an adult, he no longer needs his parents? I thought you were better father than that, Puffy. You always tell me that you're a big man who doesn't need adults telling him what to do, Puffy argued. Yeah, well, I'm me, so of course I don't need parents or any of that shit, but poor Foolish deserves a mother, Tommy explained.
Puffy laughed again, and Tommy beamed, having always enjoyed hearing Puffy's laugh. It was one of those really nice laughs, the ones that weren't too dainty but weren't too harsh either. It was genuine and hearty, making anyone around want to join in, even if they don't know what the woman was laughing at. I appreciate the concern. I'll get right on searching for a wife, Puffy grinned, leaning back in her seat. While I set up a dating profile, though, you should probably go get behind the counter. Foolish's friend just arrived, so I think he probably wants to head out. She pointed to the front of the store where a rather tall person was waiting by the doors. They had dark curls that almost reached their shoulders, and they were wearing a rather nice blazer and pants with a ridiculously tall pair of boots. Along with that, they had a pair of dark sunglasses covering their eyes, and Tommy wondered if they were only wearing those because of the setting sun, or if it was more of a permanent fashion statement. Alright, yeah, I'll get on it, Tommy muttered, pushing to his feet and heading towards the counter with his backpack hanging off of one shoulder. When Foolish noticed Tommy heading his way, his grin was almost as bright as the golden streaks in his hair.
And you got done talking to my mom, Foolish teased, yanking his apron off and throwing it onto Tommy's face. Did she try to get you to take less shifts? Tommy rolled his eyes. Yep, but I convinced her I needed them. Told her you wouldn't budge, Foolish snorted, rinsing his hands in the sink as he and Tommy switched places behind the counter. So that cup over there is the start of an iced caramel macchiato. Also, the honey is being a bitch today, so you might want to run the bottle under the hot water before trying to use it. Got it, thanks, Tommy said as he shoved his backpack under the counter with his foot while tying the apron around his neck. Who's your friend, by the way? I don't think I've seen them before.
Oh, that's Eric. They're an old friend of mine. We go way back. Foolish chuckled, jerking his thumb in their direction. Anyways, I'll see you later, Tommy. Later, Tommy called back as he picked up making the caramel macchiato where Foolish left off. As he pulled the shots, he saw Foolish head over to the table where Puffy was to give her a quick hug before throwing his arm over Eric's shoulder and leading them out of the cafe. As Tommy settled into the routine of his shift, he wondered if Wilbur was going to come by today. While Wilbur tried to stop by whenever he could, it wasn't always a daily thing. Tommy didn't know what his job was, but it certainly seemed to keep him busy considering how he was working on his laptop nearly every time he came into the cafe. He considered that Wilbur could be in business, but the mental image of Wilbur wearing a suit and debating things like stocks and shit made him want to laugh out loud. Either way, Tommy wasn't all that surprised when Wilbur didn't show up to the cafe that evening. It was probably for the better anyway, because Wilbur would definitely notice Tommy's exhaustion and probably question him about it.
Puffy left the cafe a little after sunset, telling Tommy she had left Tupperware container of food in the back room to be his dinner. He thanked her and promised her he would eat it, and went about the rest of his shift trying not to groan every time a new customer came in. It was a quiet evening, made all the more slow without Wilbur's presence. But Tommy was grateful for the relaxed pace due to his fatigue, although he felt a lot better at the end of his shift than he did when he first got there. Grinding beans, brewing dark roast, steeping tea, the motions were simple and routine as the evening played itself out. When the last customer left the shop, Tommy breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, he could go home and sleep off the rest of his exhaustion. He checked his phone while cleaning up He checked his phone while cleaning up the day's work. There were no texts from any unknown numbers, which he was very thankful for. If he had to heal another person that night, he definitely would throw up again, and wasn't eager to repeat that experience.
Once the cafe was clean, Tommy turned off the lights and headed out the front door. His hands weren't shaking this time as he twisted the key into the lock, and he silently hoped there wasn't going to be a surprise visit from another vigilante. Hey, Tommy. Freezing with his hand on the key, Tommy took a slow breath as he tried to psych himself into turning around and deal with whatever new bullshit was about to happen this time. Shoving the key in his pocket, Tommy turned around and was met with the blindfolded gaze of Siren.
My boy! Well, at least it wasn't a vigilante. What the fuck do you want? Tommy asked without preamble. It had been ages since he'd last seen Siren, and in that time phrase, he'd had to deal with Blade, Zephyrus, Arson, and Iceman. All because Siren had thought it would be a good idea to give his information out as if he was a service to be hired. Oh, he had some words for the villain standing in front of him.
Hey now, why so hostile? Siren asked, seeming confused. I thought we left on good terms. Tommy rolled his eyes. Yeah, that was before the Blade and Zephyrus showed up at my front door because you gave them my fucking address. He snapped, leaning against the doors to the cafe with his arms folded over his chest. Siren grimaced and awkwardly reached a hand up to fiddle with the ends of his hair. Shit. Yeah, I did do that. It was just stupid luck that my roommates weren't home when that happened. Do you have any fucking clue how bad it would have been if they'd seen Blade and Zephyrus there? Julie.
I was freaking muted. Oh no. I hate my mic sometimes.
It's okay. It's okay.
I just hear Julie. I'm like, no, the panic. No. I mean, do you think they would have turned them in? Siren asked, lips turned down in a frown. I don't fucking know, but that's not the point, Tommy exclaimed. The point is that I don't want my roommates to get involved in this shit. I didn't want to get involved in your world in the first place, but obviously that's too late now. The least I can do is make sure the two of them don't get dragged in with me. The more Tommy spoke, the angrier he got. The frustration he had towards Siren had been building inside of him for the past weeks, and that combined with the fatigue still weighing down his limbs from the night before was a bad combination for his temper.
I know. Sorry. I think it happens at least once every time, and that's okay.
It was just once.
It's tradition. It's tradition.
Siren was obviously Siren was obviously taken back by Tommy's anger. Shit, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh my god,
I'm so tired. Shit, dude. I'm sorry. Seriously, Siren paused, tugging at his hair. I wouldn't have told Blade and Zephyrus about you if Zephyrus hadn't gotten hurt. I just wasn't in a place where I could go help them. And Blade called me telling Zeph was hurt, and that they weren't gonna be able to make it back home, and I... Another pause. I panicked, he finished in a weak voice. Tommy narrowed his eyes at him. So, you hadn't been planning on making me your personal healer after I saved your life that night?
No! Siren balked. I swear it wasn't like that. I just knew Zephyrus was hurt and wasn't able to help, so I thought of you. He sounded genuine, and truth be told, Tommy knew it didn't matter all that much at this point anyway. He was involved now, and after talking to Arson that night before, he knew it wasn't something he'd just stop doing. Tommy had a right to be pissed at Siren, but he was tired and really didn't want to have a screaming match with a supervillain in front of his place of work. Then why are you here? He asked instead.
I heard what you did for Iceman yesterday, Siren told him. You saved his life. All of us that are friends with him deeply appreciate that. But I wanted to apologize because Blade had no right to give your phone number to Arson without asking you first. And the only reason he knew who you were in the first place was because of me. So it's my fault you were dragged into this at all. I know that's not what you wanted, and I'm genuinely sorry for that. Well, that was pretty much exactly what Tommy had wanted to hear from Siren. All the anger left his body in one rush, making his shoulders drop and his scowl fade. I appreciate the apology, but it's fine. What's done is done, and I'm glad I was able to help Iceman, Tommy said. And honestly, I had a feeling giving my number to the Blade was gonna lead to something like this. So I'm not really that upset about it. I've basically made my peace with it.
Siren's frown turned into something sadder. You don't have to say it like that. If you don't want to do this, no one's going to force you in it. Tommy snorted. Don't think the Blade would agree with that, but alright. Don't worry about the Blade, Siren said, his voice hardening. If he gives you any trouble, I'll handle him. Oh, well, that was good to know.
But even with Siren giving him an out, Tommy had already made his decision. Yesterday, when I was healing Iceman, Austin and I had a talk, Tommy began, eyes falling to the ground. And she explained how when villains like you guys get hurt, there's no one you can turn to. If I hadn't been around yesterday, Iceman would have died. So, are you saying this is something you want to do? Siren asked. Or is this a guilt trip? Because you shouldn't feel guilty for anything. You have no obligation to help us. We've been taking care of ourselves for a long time before you came along. I want to do it, because it's the right thing to do, Tommy said evenly, staring at the place on Siren's blindfold where he guessed the man's eyes would be. I don't know why you're trying to talk me out of this. I thought you'd be happy to hear you'd get to have a healer on call for you and your friends.
Sighing, Siren shuffled over to the doors of the cafe and leaned against them so that his and Tommy's shoulders brushed. I am grateful. Don't get me wrong, but you shouldn't be caught up in something like this. You're a kid. You should be able to keep living a normal life without worrying about all the stupid shit we villains get ourselves into. Why the hell do you care so much? Tommy asked, frowning at Siren. We've only met twice. It's not like you know me or anything. There was this moment of silence as Siren stared at him, a strange weight settling in the air between them. It was as if Siren wanted to say something but couldn't seem to make the words come out of his mouth. Finally, Siren shook his head. Sorry, I guess you just remind me of someone I know, he muttered. Tommy wasn't sure how to respond to that, so he stayed silent as Siren scratched his chin in thought. There was another beat, and Siren's shoulders slumped. Fine, if you're absolutely sure that you want to help, you should probably get properly introduced to everyone.
Tommy frowned. What do you mean? The Syndicate is having a meeting at the end of the week. You can come to it, and we can work out the details of our arrangement with you. Like payment. How we can contact you, things like that. Wait, Siren wanted to bring Tommy to a Syndicate meeting? At this point, Tommy shouldn't really be intimidated at the idea of meeting with supervillains face to face, considering it's happened multiple times already. But there was a difference between meeting a villain that's desperate for help and willingly walking into a meeting full of the most dangerous people in the city.
So, what'll it be? You, me, Blade, and Zephyrus? Tommy asked, fighting to maintain his casual facade. Siren chuckled. Actually, the Syndicate isn't just me, Blade, and Zephyrus, like you're led to believe. We're just the only ones who refer to it publicly. What the fuck? Wait, who the hell is in it then?
You'll see if you come to the meeting, Siren said, smirking at him. So, what do you say? Are you in? Tommy took a shaky breath as he thought it over. Going to a Syndicate meeting. That was a lot to agree to. I'm gonna be safe, right? Even if I want to back out, I can still go back home and no one will fuck with me? Siren's smirk fell, and he stepped around so he was face to face with Tommy.
Nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to danger you to you if you go to that meeting, Tommy. Siren told him in a low voice. I swear on my own life that you will be safe, and if anyone tries anything, I'll handle it. There was something dark in Siren's voice when he said I'll handle it. Something that made a shiver run down Tommy's spine as he remembered exactly how dangerous Siren was. Okay, Tommy nodded. I believe you. This time, when Siren smiled, it wasn't a smirk, but something more genuine. In a way, it was almost familiar.
Siren opened his mouth to say something else, but another voice interrupted them. Get away from him, Siren. Both Tommy and Siren whipped their heads to the source of the sound, and Tommy cursed under his breath when he saw Nuke and Ender standing on the sidewalk in front of the cafe. Nuke looked exactly as he had the night before, his arms crossed and gas mask hiding the entirety of his face. Beside him, Ender was an even more imposing figure than he appeared on TV. He was ridiculously tall, as Nuke had said, and had a dark hood covering most of his head. The part of his face that was visible was covered by a pair of dark purple ski goggles, with a black and white face mask covering over his mouth.
Not to mention, there was something that was inherently off about Ender. It was difficult to look at him directly. Purple particles floated around his head, and trying to stare at him made Tommy's eyes hurt in the same way that watching TV static did. He was a bit fuzzy, as if he wasn't fully there. Either way, Tommy was not happy about this development. Vigilantes were exactly like the opposite of what he needed when he was trying to work out a business deal with a supervillain. Oh, great. It's you two, Siren grumbled, turning around to face the two of them while still standing in front of Tommy. I'm not looking to cause any trouble tonight, so you can both just head on out of here before I make you. Neither Nuke or Ender seemed fazed by the threat. We don't want... We don't want to make this a big deal either. Just let the boy go and we'll be on our way, Ender said in a deep, flat voice.
Him go? I'm not holding him hostage, Siren explained, sounding almost amused. A bit hard to believe, Nuke commented, his tone casual, despite the fact that he was shifting from foot to foot. What, you expect us to think you're just having a friendly chat with some random kid? Okay, Tommy had enough of this. For fuck's sake, I'm not a fucking kid, Tommy exclaimed, drawing all eyes to him. Nuke, Ender, I appreciate the concern, but Siren's not lying.
Nuke stopped his shifting. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm not a hostage, we were just... Shit. How did he explain what he was doing with Siren without telling the vigilantes that they were working together? Having a chat? Why were you having a chat with Siren? Ender asked, his voice dripping with suspicion. And how do we know he hasn't just used his powers to make you say you're not a hostage? Nuke added.
Tommy blinked. How the hell would I even prove that? I'm not a fucking hostage. Siren just owes me a favor. While Tommy would really just like to forget about the favor thing entirely, he knew that the two vigilantes understood the favor code that insisted among hero-villain vigilante population. If they knew a favor was involved, Nuke and Ender would also know that Siren had no intention of hurting him. Then, hopefully, they would back off. Why would Siren owe a civilian a favor? Ender questioned. That's none of your business, Siren growled, cutting in again.
When there's an innocent civilian being cornered at night by a supervillain, it kind of is our business, Nuke countered. I don't care if there's a favor involved. Back the fuck off. Things were escalating, and Tommy was getting nervous. He could see how Siren's lips had twisted in a grimace, while Nuke's hands were clenched into fists at his sides. If Tommy looked close enough, he also thought he could see a faint yellow glow starting to shine from Nuke's palms. Shit. That couldn't be good. Apparently, Siren noticed Nuke's hands as well, because he let out a harsh laugh.
What are you gonna do, Nuke? Gonna blow up the innocent civilian you're trying to protect? Siren asked in a mocking tone. Not exactly, Nuke replied. Then, before Siren could respond, Ender disappeared from a sight in a flurry of purple particles. Suddenly, Tommy felt rough hands grabbing him, yanking him backwards from Siren. It was like Tommy was falling. His stomach swooped as the world went dark in 1 second and reappeared in the next. His vision spun as he stumbled, glancing around to realize he was standing across the street from the cafe where Nuke and Siren were still having a standoff.
Ender was grabbing onto his arms. Snarling, Tommy shoved the vigilante back. Get the fuck away from me, asshole! Tommy shouted. Ender didn't chase after Tommy as he rushed back across the street, instead just watching with his hands frozen mid-air as if he was at a loss for what to do. Similarly, Nuke didn't make any moves to grab Tommy as he stumbled back into Siren's side, leaning in when Siren wrapped an arm protectively around his shoulders. In a blink, Ender reappeared next to Nuke, and the glowing in Nuke's hand immediately died down. What the hell is the matter with you? Tommy hissed, glaring at Ender. What makes you think you can just grab a guy and teleport him without warning him first? Consent, asshole, it's a thing.
I'm sorry, I just thought... I told you, idiots, I'm not a fucking hostage, Tommy hissed, his head still spinning from the teleportation. Ender crawled in on himself as if he was embarrassed. Meanwhile, Nuke's shoulders stiffened. So you're working with him then? Nuke asked, his voice lacking with the teasing warmth it had the night before.
What the... No, I'm not working with the goddamn supervillain, Tommy exclaimed. He owes me a favor, and that's that. I'm not going to tell you why, but trust me when I say I know he's not going to do shit to me. So can you please, for the love of fuck, leave us alone? Nuke and Ender shared a look. Even without being able to see their faces, it was obvious that they were both very confused by the situation. Tommy couldn't blame them. He knew that to an outsider, seeing a random teenager talking to a supervillain in the middle of the night didn't exactly imply the best things. But now he kind of felt like throwing up because of Ender's stupid fucking teleportation, so the only thing he wanted at the moment was for the two vigilantes to get away from him. A few beats of silence hung heavily in the air between the four of them before Nuke and Ender could make a decision on what to do, though. Siren's hands came up to cover Tommy's ears. Both Nuke and Ender's hands moved towards their ears, presumably to cover them, but they weren't quick enough.
Leave now, Tommy managed to lip read from Siren's mouth. It was like watching two puppets be strung up. Both Nuke and Ender stiffened, their backs straightening as they turned on their heels without saying a word. Then they walked the opposite direction of the cafe, and Siren dropped his hands from Tommy's ears once they were out of sight. As soon as they were gone, Tommy's shoulders dropped in relief. The absolute last thing he wanted to do tonight was have to heal more burn wounds, this time on Siren. The thought alone made his head throb. "Are you okay?" Siren asked, still keeping his arm wrapped around Tommy's shoulders.
Yeah, I'm fine, Tommy mumbled, rubbing his eyes. That fucking teleporting shit Ender does sucks ass, though. Thought I was gonna throw up for a second. Well, to be fair, that would have been a good way to get Nuke and Ender off our asses. Siren chuckled. Tommy snorted. Oh, yeah, I would have thrown up right on the shoes and turned into a Karen on them for being such shitty vigilantes. I cannot imagine you as a Karen, Siren said.
Oh, big S, I can be such a great Karen when I want to be. I work with Karens all fucking day. I've mastered their behavior at this point, Tommy bragged, smirking at the villain. Oh, one of these days, you're gonna have to show me your Karen impression, Siren chuckled. But while I'd love to stay and chat some more, I have some other business matters to attend to this evening, and you should probably get home before my powers wears off when Nuke and Ender come back. I just hope they don't try to question me or anything, because God knows that'd be fucking annoying, Tommy grumbled, rolling his eyes. The smile faded from Siren's face at that. Look, I don't expect Nuke and Ender to do anything to you, but vigilantes can be volatile. If they start bothering you in any way that feels like it could be an actual threat, contact me, and I can take care of them.
Tommy's eyes widened at the implication, a rock dropping into his stomach. You don't mean that you would kill them, do you? That would only be a last resort, but I don't think it would come down to that, Siren told him, which really didn't help the nerves clawing up at his throat. I like vigilantes. They try to be what the heroes are supposed to be, so I try not to hurt them too badly whenever we get into fights. But if they ever hurt you, then I wouldn't hesitate to take them down. Siren was protective of him, even when it came to vigilantes. It shouldn't have been as much of a surprise as it was, given that Siren had already emphasized several times this night that he wasn't going to let anything but hurt Tommy. But it was still strange to hear. Not to mention, he really didn't want anyone to get hurt because of him.
Gulping, Tommy nodded. Alright then. Got it. It was then another realization occurred to him. Wait, how am I supposed to contact you? Oh, shit, I almost forgot. Digging into his pocket, Siren pulled out a cell phone. Usually I just use one of those fake number apps when I need to contact someone by phone, but if we're going to be talking to each other regularly, then I think we need an alternative. Tommy nodded. It made sense that Siren didn't want to give him his personal number. What do you have in mind? Do you have Discord? Siren asked.
Huh? Discord. Siren was asking Tommy for his Discord. You use fucking Discord? Tommy barked out a startled laugh. Of all things, Discord is gonna be the way I secretly message a supervillain. I just saw you put the Discord in. What's wrong with that? Siren frowned.
Nothing's wrong with it. It just just wasn't what I was expecting, Tommy said between giggles. I mean, Discord isn't exactly a professional app for this kind of stuff. Why don't you use something that's encrypted? Hackers could read your messages, you know. Siren scoffed. That's literally why we use it. No one is gonna think that a supervillain uses Discord to talk about shit. And if they do hack our messages, they'll probably think it's like one of those weird roleplay things people do on Twitter. Well, Siren had a point there. There was somewhat of a fan base for certain villains on Twitter that enjoyed role-playing as the villains themselves, which Tommy didn't understand in the slightest. Still, it wasn't as bad as those people who Photoshop flower crowns onto serial killers, but it had similar energy. Fair enough, I guess, Tommy snorted. Here's my tag. He held up his own phone to show Siren his user, and after a few moments of Siren typing it in, he got a friend request from someone with their username, Siren, and a solid black profile picture.
You're so fucking lame, man, Tommy muttered as he accepted the friend request, smirking at the villain. Shut up, gremlin child, Siren said, punching his arm. Anyway, I need to go now. Try not to die on your way back. Maybe we can BC while I walk, Tommy called teasingly. Use the rhythm board to listen to some tunes together. Siren flipped him off as he walked away, his dark coat fluttering behind him in the breeze. Once he disappeared around the corner, Tommy turned towards his own apartment and headed off.
The walk home was thankfully uneventful. He kept an eye out on the rooftops, watching for any flashes of movement against the dark stars to make sure Nuke and Ender weren't going to follow him back. He also kept his phone in his hand, thumbing over Siren's Discord profile in his phone. It was literally just the name and nothing else. But it was still hilarious to Tommy that he had one in the first place. Finally, he arrived outside his apartment building with half-lidded eyes and heavy limbs. The elevator ride was a haze as he stumbled to his door, this time having made sure to remember his key so he didn't have to deal with Rambu getting the door stuck again. Tubbo and Rambu were sitting in the living room. What the muffled plot? You extended mine.
Yeah. Okay. So,
No,
it's even now.
Tubbo and Rambu were sitting in the living room when Tommy walked in. He grinned at both of them as he dropped his backpack on the ground. Hey guys, sorry I'm late again. I swear to fuck that stupid espresso machine. It's gonna be the death of me, he told them, knowing they were going to ask about his late arrival anyway. Where he expected Rambu to give him a sympathetic smile and Tubbo to huff and roll his eyes before launching into a story about his day, instead he was met with sadness coloring Rambu's gaze and coldness masking Tubbo's. That sucks, Tubbo said in an obviously fake sympathy, something angry curling around his voice. Seems like that espresso machine breaks a lot. Yeah, it does, Tommy muttered, squirming underneath the heavy stairs directed his way. I keep telling Puffy she should get a new one, but she insists it's fine. Guess she really should, Tubbo hummed, glaring at him while he leaned back in his desk chair. Rambu still hadn't said anything, and was now instead keeping his eyes focused on his lap.
Tommy frowned. Is something wrong? You two are acting weird. Oh, nothing's wrong, Tubbo scoffed. Nothing at all. What the fuck? Tubbo was clearly pissed at him for some reason, when just a few hours before he'd been excitedly rambling to Tommy about his latest coding project and how cool it was going to be. Rambu? Tommy asked, turning to the other boy. Can you tell me what the fuck is going on?
Rambu flinched, as if he had been called on in class by a teacher without warning. You do say the espresso machine breaks a lot, Rambu said quietly, wringing his hands in his lap. It just feels like you're hiding something from us. Fuck. He should have known his best friends would be able to tell he was lying to them. They could read him better than anyone else. But it's not like he could tell them what was going on with him and the syndicate. It was his job to keep them away from that whole mess. Not to mention it would probably make both of them worried sick. Even worse, if they found out he was working with villains. They might try to turn the villains in. They would never turn Tommy in. He wasn't afraid of that, but they might try to follow him one night if he went out to heal someone to call the cops. Shit, he had to turn this around somehow. Get the subject off of him before they pressed him for information he couldn't give.
Anger would do it. As much as he didn't want to start a fight with his friends, it would shift the pressure away from him. Oh, I'm hiding something, Tommy snapped, letting his exhausted frustration bleed into his voice. That's fucking bold of you two to say. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Tubbo asked, narrowing his eyes. It means I know you guys are still keeping something from me, Tommy exclaimed. You tried to say it was the marriage shit, but I know that's not all of it. You're still acting dodgy as fuck around me and it pisses me off. But I want to trust that if you're not telling me something, it's for a good goddamn reason.
We're not hiding. Oh, that's bullshit and you know it, Tubbo. Tommy snapped again, cutting Tubbo off. If you're allowed to have secrets, then why am I not allowed to have my own? Tommy, we're just worried about you, Rambu said in a weak attempt to calm things down. I appreciate the concern, but if you needed to know this, I would tell you. I'm not pressing you for your secrets. Why can't you do the same for me? For once, Tommy's anger was short-lived. His fatigue was making itself painfully known, and all he wanted to do now was go to sleep.
Tubbo opened his mouth to say something, but Rambu put a hand on his shoulder and gave him a look. There was a silent exchange between them, and after a beat, Tubbo sighed and dropped his shoulders. See, there it is again, Tommy pointed out. You two and your fucking silent conversations that I'm never a part of. It's not like that, Rambu tried to argue. Sure, it's not. It's not like we're supposed to be best friends or anything.
Now that was what hit the mark. Both Rambu and Tubbo's expressions darkened at that, and Tommy knew he'd ended the conversation then and there. As much as he hated saying something like that, it was true. They were supposed to be a trio, the three of them against the world. But lately it had felt like there was a glass wall separating him from Tubbo and Rambu, and neither of them cared enough to try and break through it. Fine, keep your secrets, Tubbo snapped after a few beats of silence. He pushed to his feet and stormed past Tommy, shoving his shoulder as he went. I'm going to bed. Rambu, You're taking the bed with me tonight. Rumbu seemed as though he wanted to say more. His mismatched eyes filled with worry and sadness as he watched Tubbo walk off. But a few moments passed, and Rumbu apparently decided listening to Tubbo was the better option. Sleep well, Tommy, he offered softly as he passed by him.
Then, without another word, he shut the bedroom door behind him, leaving Tommy alone in the living room. Tommy should have been more upset. He should have gone up to that bedroom door and shouted his apologies from the other side. He should have tried to smooth things out, to try and keep the weight of the secrets they all held from tearing the trio apart. But Tommy was tired. So instead, he just turned out the lights in the living room, curled up under a blanket on the couch, and ignored the way the closed bedroom door felt like it was taunting him.
End of chapter 8!
Yeah! What the hell? Hold on. Hold on. Guys, having a Google Doc with somebody is... It's dangerous. It's dangerous, I say. It's dangerous. But...
I'm so sad!
You know what else is sad?
What?
We just finished chapter 8. We're done for the day. We're done for the day. Oh my god. Julie, what do you think? How did you think of it? How are you having fun?
I just want Bench Beer to be happy.
I just want bitch. Why are they so angry at each other? It's so
They gotta be so angsty.
why do they have to be angsty? Another I'll pay. Next, possibly Tuesday, if everybody's available. And by everybody, I mean me and Julie.
Let me check my Google Calendar.
Wait. Let's see. Tuesday. I know I can't do Thursday. I have exams.
Ew, gross.
Exammers in chat? Any exammers? Exammer? Hardly know her? Sheesh.
Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I don't have anything.
Are we having Tommy Unit's Clinic for Supervillain Tuesday?
Yeah. Hell, I might even stream.
Yes!
The Julie Berry
Yes.
comeback.
Yes!
Well, I don't know if that's gonna be the comeback stream. It could be the weekend too.
Mm-hmm. Do like
could
a
be the
comeback
week-
stream and then... Boom! Bop!
Oh wait, but Johnny's subathon is on Saturday.
Is it on Saturday or Sunday?
The 26th, right?
26. Yes, Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Saturday.
Which chat? You better get a Johnny's Sabathon. They just hit
Yeah.
a year. So proud of everybody. I love Carol Quad.
Here we Boom, Johnny Jean.
Yeah.
We need like a thing, like a.
I know. I thought I had a Carol. Oh, I might have. Oh, I need a Carol Quad command.
So true, bestie.
I think
I bet SBI doesn't have that.
Yeah. Hold on, because hold on. Yeah, there we go. I have. That's from the last time that we played. Whenever I play with you guys, I can just turn that
just
into.
gotta
I just need to
you
turn that
just
into
rename
CQ. Yeah.
You got it, bestie. You got it.
You
break
got
that
it.
blog.
Break it.
I've missed our conversation.
I know. Oh, I miss you, Julie Berry.
Guys, college sucks.
College
I'm
sucks
close to
so
this-
bad. It sucks so bad. I'm
Well,
like,
I mean, it sucks, but like,
I'm so glad
it's
to have an
so
education.
fun.
I'm
It's
so glad
so
to have
fun.
an. It's living the double life, you know.
I'm like Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
I'm like the Hannah Montana of Twitch. Except
yes,
I talk about my identity.
I
all the time.
don't. I don't talk about it like at school.
I
Like
know you
nobody
don't,
knows.
So you're more like Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I'm very Hannah Montana. I'm hiding my. And then I was like, I wear a mask with a smile for hours at a time.
So you're like a combo of Dream and Hannah Montana.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude.
Can you believe that?
Did I
That's-
just? You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You can take that. You can take that.
I've been listening to the Heather's soundtrack recently again because I think it was Amesy that had talked about how that he had gone to Heather's, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get back into it. So I've been listening to Heather's this whole time. Thank you so much for being here, Sky. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are. Bye.
Bye,
Thank you for
Sky.
being here. How does a rancher keep track of his cattle? With a calculator. Hello, Tiny Hero. Thank you for the 10 bits. Thank you. But yeah, I was listening to like the West End version because there's some songs that are different. So I've been listening to Heather's recently. Okay, my high school actually did Heather's, so I was a part of Heather's. So that was pretty fun.
See, my school was too Mormon.
You know, having to sing a song about the sex in high school as an audition was very interesting. Considering it was the first musical I ever tried out or auditioned for. Excuse me. I like to say I broke a leg. But yes.
That was a good joke.
Ah, thank you.
Also, Rambu is gonna be on the Dreamers and P tomorrow.
I saw the tweet. But also 1 p.m. ESG. I was talking about every other streamer. Honestly, valid. I always talk about other streamers on my stream. Let's see. What are you gonna do now, Julie of the Berry? Do you have homework to work on?
Unfortunately, yes. But it's actually a pretty fun project. I get to. I'm okay. So you know how I've like been complaining about like having to design websites and stuff for this one class that I'm in. We're finally moving away from that.
Heck yeah!
We're currently doing like a project with like apps and stuff right now. So we're designing some app things, but we're learning motion graphic stuff.
Ooh,
After
that sounds
Effects.
fun.
It's
That
gonna be
sounds
so
fun.
cool because once I like the background that I made for my stream, my little blueberry things that moved to the side.
Yes.
I made that in After Effects.
Oh my
Like,
god.
like I didn't even know I would be working in After Effects with this class, so I'm so
Dang.
excited to be able to like do stuff. I really want to make my own custom
That's so cool.
transitions.
Oh,
And once I do that, maybe I can start doing like commissions for those.
Ooh, I will be first in line. I'll be like, Julie of the Berry, I want your commissions. Please, please, please.
Speaking of commissions, I still have to do Jade's freaking panels.
Ooh. You're a busy woman.
I do. I have like a Google a Google Chrome tab, a group tab just lined up with Canva stuff.
Oh gosh.
Poor Cry's little like stuff. The overlays have been sitting there for so long. I feel so bad.
Oh my gosh.
But I know
Well,
they're popping off. They don't need me.
No, we always need the Carol of the Quad. What are you gonna?
But I gotta go
head out.
bounce.
Okay. Well, thank you for
things.
reading fanfic, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Thank you for having me
course.
on the stream.
Of course, my beloved. I will talk to you later. Probably sometime, if not tomorrow, then this weekend.
For sure.
For sure. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have fun with your assignment.
Thanks.
Bye. I'm alone. I'm alone. Chat, I miss my Julie Berry. Don't tell her I said that. Hi, Archie. Hi. Welcome to the stream. I'm sad now because I miss Julie of the Berry. I miss having somebody to talk to. Just kidding. Chat. How does Wool Wars sound? Because I kind of want to play a bit. 2 days left on my sub. Oh no, alone like always. Hey. We don't need to talk about that, okay? How does Wool Wars sound? Because I just kind of want to mess around. Telling Julie you said that. Okay. She's going to call me a swooner. She's going to call me a swooner. But chat, I think we're going to play Wool Wars. Because I really want to play it. Hold on, chat. I need to get it set up. But how are we, chat? How are you guys feeling after, that? The story, the beauty of it all. Hold on, wait. I can't do my usual. Hi, there we go. Oh my god, that took so long. I couldn't breathe. Okay, tank, okay. Wait, they added a kill and assist to the scoreboard? Oh, that is so cool. They really, oh wait, I didn't get the right one. I don't know what this is. Giga heal? Are you I don't know what the Giga heal. I don't know what this is, you know? TBH. Oh, okay. Once I get my Twitch payout, checking me one of those people I sub to. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Okay. Oh, they added also like you in the chat, like saying. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Those chapters were fire. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Let's see. I need to. What am I? Wait. Why doesn't Tank have like? Okay. Whoa. Tank doesn't have gap anymore. What the heck? Oh my god. I'm so sad. Oh, damn it. They updated it? Oh, what the hell? Okay, so what is the best things to get now? I was so used to Tank already. And the voices make it better. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I am not very like keen about the voice because I'm not used to it. Once I get 200 subs, I'm gonna make a private server for streamers or YouTubers. Nice, that's awesome. But new changes, okay. The accents are nice. I'm glad you guys like it. It's because I feel like 200 followers. Ah, I see. Okay. So let's see. Utility, Berserker. I don't want Archer. Let's try. Okay, no. Let's try this. I still do Berserker. Oh, well, it didn't change. What the heck? I can't believe they changed it. Okay, I'm gonna try and go with this. What is this? Knockback TNT? Okay. Oh, dang it. I think I hit myself. Okay, so now I need to kind of get back into the gist of it. Man, I liked the tank. I'm so sad. I'm so freaking sad. Why would they change that? Also, how are we doing on... What rank do you have on Hypixel? I think it's like... Oh, man. Actually, I don't know. But yeah, I'm like... I was telling Julie, I was like, I do tone better than accents. So... That's about it. But man, I'm so sad that... Why did they change the tank? That's so stupid. I'm gonna go... Let's see. Should I just go with Berserker? I might just go with Berserker since it's the same thing. Oh, damn it. Okay, we'll just go with Berserker, I think. Oh, I need to heal. Whoa, I have jump boost. Oh. What rank do you have? Oh, MVP. Yeah. No, I think it's just MVP. MVP. I don't think it's... Oh, no, it might be MVP plus. I can't tell. I can't tell. Sorry. Excuse me. Eyes, I didn't think... Oh, damn, it's just me. Damn, yeah, there was no way I could have done that. The switch from Tommy and Tubbo to Ranboo is pretty funky. What do you mean? Like, funky as in good funky? Or like... Wait, who's Hacker? Hacker Blue? What are we? Blue. Oh, we were Blue, I think. Yeah, it's... Okay, so the way that I kind of like... So Tommy's a lot more blunt, okay? So let's talk. You can check after sending a message in chat. GG. MVP. Yeah, just MVP. Oh, title. Yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. That's the one thing I always forget. Pathetic in you. Just Minecraft. Oopsies. To be with you. Okay. War of Wolves. Scared. Okay, I know that I'm kind of... Oopsies. Okay, thank you for the title. For reminding me of the title change. Try to conceal the truth. But yeah. For me, so let's talk about what I do, okay? So what I do is... Were we red? So what I do... Good funky? Okay, cool. I just needed to know. So what I do... Mid brush, get tanker, berserker... Oh, we lost. Okay. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh, dang it. Okay. I use they them pronouns, but for now don't mention the fact I changed them in my chat because my parents don't know. Don't worry. I will make sure to... If I forget, remind me, please. I hate not knowing. I hate... not remembering, okay? But yeah, so like the way that I kind of like change up, so Tommy's a lot more blunt. He's a lot more like it's very much like he's a lot more harsh with his tone, or like the way that I say his voice is very like harsh. Hold on. Yo, Aspect, thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry that you had to see me die. I'm so sorry about that. Hello, Aspect. Totally okay, Nightwing. Thank you so much for stopping by, but please make sure you get some rest. Yeah, but thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, I wasn't excited, but I didn't. Okay, but and then with Tubbo, his voice is the way that I do his voice is it's very light and it's very excited and it's all like lit like this. So like that's kind of like how I do it. And then Ranboo's is pretty much I think Ranboo's, I literally do like my tone of voice a little bit deeper, a little bit slower. Like a little, that's kind of how I do it. I mean, it's American, so it's like with Tubbo and Tommy, I have more fun with it. But like with Ranboo, it's just very much, he's very chill, and I don't know, he probably has his hands like waving around. Like, when I do voices, chat, oh, that was not smart. I do, oh wait, I'm red. I do like little hand motions, kind of. Like I'll do for, I think it's for, man, I don't know who it's for. For Tommy, I always wave my hands around. Like he's very like, you know, like he's always like, like he's everywhere, you know? And then with Tubbo, it's lower. I don't know. I love talking about how I do this because I like making like different tones. And then for Ranboo, he's just confused, you know? He's just kind of confused. Kind of soft with it, you know? And I got so excited. Nice! That's awesome. Nice. But yeah, it's so fun like doing that, and I love Julie's. The way that she says it. It's so cool. Like she's a lot better at accents, I think. Alt top. Okay, that literally didn't help at all. Whoa, baby boy. Wow. And I found out that I can have ranks in my own server. It blew my mind. Let's go. Okay, come on. Did they? I don't think we got it. But yeah, it's just like really cool. I think like being able to do different tones like that. And kind of working like even like Nikki's accent, like that's something I've never done. But her tone, like the very soft and like very like kind. That's why he's famous. Trust me, I'm not famous. I'm not famous yet. But let's see, Julie's accents. Yeah, no, Julie's accents are sick. They're awesome. Like I literally am like on the brink of like, maybe I need to like sit down and just listen to something so that I can be as good as Julie, you know? Oh wow, that was bad. Ain't no crying 'cause the fighting's just begun. Damn. Oh. Yeah, what song is this? Please tell me. This is Ain't No Crying by Derivacab. I get what you mean. Every time I voice a character, I become the character. Yes! 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 Okay, so like for, oh look, I got most wolf plays. So like for Tommy, I kind of, okay. So I'm in my chair, right? For Tommy, I lean a little closer to the mic because I like him being louder. I like for there to be a difference in the voices and stuff like that. So for Tommy, I need your stream playlist. I want to make a stream playlist that's available to other people that want to use it. I just haven't done it yet, but I promise I'll make it available soon. But so like Tommy, I kind of lean over my mic a little bit, and he's very harsh, and he's very like, he has a lot of like a lot of like more aggressive, I guess, so to speak. No crying, no ain't no crying. I went too harsh. I was too good. I was too good. But so then and then for like Tubbo, I kind of lean back a little more, but he's very excited. He's very like yeah. And then Ranboo's chill. That's probably the easiest one I can do. And then for Siren / Wilbur, that one's more very calm, very quiet, like Tommy. Like that's just how I change like the tides in the ocean. At least I think, or am I dead wrong? Oh, I already used my keystone. Okay. Whee! But yeah, I should make my own stream playlist, but that's too much work. I mean, it's fun. Ah, damn it. Okay, what did you get good? It's a Steve skin. What the heck? I'm just kidding. I got sweaty. I got toxic. of a past life. No, I have a lot of fun making playlists, so it's not that much work for me. I just need to, it's because I need to modify this playlist, because there's like songs on there that I don't really vibe with, but makes an appearance. Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, the next time he makes, no, I'm not gonna go with Swoogan. Excuse me. Not the Steve, I know this. Ooh, Iron Booties. I don't mind if I do. Diddly damn do. Last night, I was thinking about the last night. Ha! A little too close to the sun. Let's see. Are we all good? Okay, yeah, we're all good. We'll have to grow up 20 hours. But yeah. I don't know any copyright-free songs. That's totally okay. I'd say, okay, look up, if you use Spotify, look up stream playlists, or look up non-DMCA stream playlists and stuff like that. That's probably the best way to find them. But yeah, sometimes I'll even, like, if you follow Julie, which you better be, considering she's performing with me, doing all this with me, she has her, I think she has her Spotify available to anybody. So, you might be able to get a... Oh, wow, that was quick. Whoop. Roka! But yeah, if you use Spotify, I follow you. Okay, when I'm bad... Okay, I'm not bad at checking social media. Oh, not this. I learned with some randoms and went on a 6-win streak, had fun. Ah. See, okay, I would, but I don't know for sure, because usually sometimes when I, like, team up with people, sometimes it can be real funky. And I don't want to subject stream to that. So, let's see. I don't know. I kind of want to do parkour. Let's do some parkour. But then okay, let me do par to the core. Woo! Okay, we're gonna switch to parkour because I want to do parkour instead. So I can talk and mindlessly click and vibe. Oh, it's 2-player parkour, never mind. Slash L. Damn it. But yeah, not gonna lie, the first random was toxic, but we managed to find someone else. Nice. Let's see. Why is Tommy Innit's thing trending? Okay. Easy fun parkour. Let's do that. Have I done this one before? Ah, I have not. But yeah, just wanted to make sure we keep it safe. But now we're gonna do some parkour and just vibe. So we're gonna have fun here. But yeah. But I like, man, the fanfic reading is so fun. And it's like, okay, hold on. Slash toggle chat. And a part of me is like, usually I'm always pretty, for 100 followers, which anyway, I want to make a housing block because of the follower count, but I don't know if that's possible. I don't know how to do that stuff. Like the housing stuff, I'm really not that familiar with, if I'm being honest. But, let's see. What was I talking about? I can't believe this. I forgot. I forgot what I was talking about. Yo! Rob Beef! Thank you so much for this. Oh, this was fun. You're still in just chatting? Am I? Oh my god, it didn't change. Thank you. Rob Beef. Beautiful soul. Thank you. And thank you so much for the tier 1 for 3 months. What the heck? Thank you so much. But yeah, don't worry. The VOD will always be there to rewatch if you want to take a clip of that. But yeah, seriously, thank you so much for the resub. It means a lot to me. It's so cool, like, having people that actually, like, continue the sub. It's so cool. It's so freaking cool. Wow, I'm gonna get canceled because I had it on just chatting still. It's 3:45 a.m. now. Just also, how are we doing on music chat? Is it too soft, too loud? Let me know. Now you found the one. But yeah, but I was gonna talk about something that I forgot. Man, it's been a long day. Oh man, I have actually homework to work on. Not like right now, but someday I will sub to your channel. Oh, well, thank you. Music is perfect. Hell yeah. What can I say? I'm just perfect. That is a joke. Haha. Can't really blame you. Bow, 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 bow. And I can still, hold on, chat. Boom. Hell yeah, stinky. Oh man, today's been kind of a long day. School was not tough, but more so just like tiring. Like it's, I mean, school's always tiring. Is it really a joke, Kit? I don't know. Is it? I forgot what I said. What's the joke? Okay. I don't have another Raiho on me. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I have memory problems. Like it's like I can remember stuff from a long time ago, but I forget what I said like a second ago. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's like instead of like, is it like, I don't have I have long-term memory, but it's just the short stuff. You know, I'm just used to being tall, okay? I can't do anything short. It needs to be tall, and my memory is bad. Short memory, I can't. I can't have short memory. I have to have tall memory. Really hate you. I don't really hate you. Your memory. My memory. I'm losing my memory. Maybe my parkour skills too. Mood? Yeah. I don't know if it's just because I ramble so much like on stream that I'm like, oh, like I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. Like I just kind of am talking and talking and talking. We know you're wrong. No! No. I'll remind you in another week. Okay, thank you. Hold on, let's see. Oh wait, what was I gonna do? I was gonna do something else, but never mind. When I'm streaming, someone responds to me off of something I said, I'll be like, yeah, no, that's the thing. I don't know, it's just like I ramble about so much stuff that I just kind of, oh, I was gonna toggle players. That's just kind of what happens, and what can I do? Yeah, no, not a Ranboo stan. Oh my god, that sounds like I don't like it. No. Great content creator. Bow 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 bow. ADD brain go burr. I am not diagnosed. I actually kind of want to get tested for it. Or ADHD at least, because I've been told I show some signs, and I'm like, that's fun. No. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it. You know, more so because I want to improve my brain and myself. So. If that's medication, I'm always on autopilot, so I rarely remember yesterday. That makes sense. I'm always on autopilot, I think. Yo, Yanela? I hope I said your name right, or, yeah, I think it's Yanela. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? But yeah. I go, when I stream, I kind of go on autopilot when I'm talking. As one with photographic memory, it's hard to forget. Sometimes I wish I had photographic memory, because that would really help for exams and stuff. Like, how could I forget? Like, oh, what's the square root of pi? Like, I don't think there's a square root of pi. But, if there was, I would photograph it with my memory, and I would just remember. Okay. Chat. I want to play so many games with you guys. Like, but stuff that, like, I would need, like, stuff that isn't Minecraft. I just be jealous of a photographic memory. Yeah! I'm jealous because it's, I mean, like, I know, like, remembering everything, I feel like your brain would kind of get full. Mlem, welcome to the stream. Ty, mlem to you too. I wish, like, I could remember everything, but then I feel like my brain would kind of explode. Like, my brain explodes with the amount of information I get daily. Like, imagine if I have to keep all the memories of the years. Like, Jesus! I would cry, probably. Like, I just want to forget that one summer's eve night where it was foggy and cold. Wait, that made no sense. Okay. Studying is so easy but boring. That makes sense. I feel like studying is boring just in general. I just think that I don't study well. Welcome back, Onyx. Welcome back. Oh, not me skipping it. Oh, they are no. Oh, okay. That's definitely a hack. Okay. You know, why can't people just do it like a normal person? Like, why do you have to cheat at parkour? Like, I'm sorry, but Jesus. Be the only one who hears you. Tears fall. Oh, what? Who said that? But yeah, I don't know. I wish I had better memory. Because for me, like, parkour cheaters exist. Yes. Yes. It's like, really? Like, out of everything? I like parkour. Honestly, assuming 90% of my class, nearly dropping out 3 times, honestly. I'm just kidding. I don't want to drop out because, like, I think it's really cool when streamers go to school. Like, I really look up to Quackity, I think. Like, going to freaking law school. I think Awesome Dude goes to school too. Like, I really look up to that, you know? I'm trying to see who else Because I know that, I think wasn't Nikki going to school? I think Wilbur graduated school. Like, I just want to do that, you know? Like, I want to be that kind of... Ronald, hello! Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Another chance to go and change the past. But I know how the story will go. But yeah. I wanna, you know, be a good role model. I guess, I don't know, representation, I guess. Like, I feel like everybody's like, oh, well, if you stream, what happens if you get big and you're set for life? And it's like, but I want to go to college. I want education. Because I think it's like, also like, being a minority, like, education is so important to me because that's kind of like what my grandparents, my great grandparents, like, that's what they gave up their lives for, to give. So it's like, you know, I kind of have a, like, I really want to kind of keep up with it, you know? So I don't think I could ever really, like, physically drop out. Cheaters exist everywhere. Archie, true. From the tragedy, change the course of this history. Archery. Okay. That's your new name, Archery. Yeah, I feel you on that one, Kit. Yeah, that's just, like, I would love to drop out. Like, I think somebody had asked me, they were like, yo, like, what would you do? Like, what happens if you get big? Like, you get, like, millions of dollars, you know, like, the 1 in 20 trillion, you know? Does that make sense? We'll just pretend like it does. Like, that chance, right? Like, what happens if that happens? And I was like, well, I definitely still get an education, that's for sure. Don't want to, like, yeah, pretty much. It's like, I couldn't let myself not do it. Like, I think education's important. I like it. But yeah, no, I think it also, like, depends on what you're studying. Like, for me, like, I was not happy my first semester of college because I was studying something that I realized I did not want to actually pursue. But yeah. Excuse you. But yeah. So. Life isn't quiet. What I thought. Jump from the eye. Ah, I see. But yeah. So that's kind of like why I stay in school. And then also, like, I just think, like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with dropping out, you know? Like, I think people have, like, some people just don't work well in school. I'm studying the course I'm in just to burn time. Honestly, valid. Like, I know that there's people that literally, their brains are very intelligent, but they are not wired to go to school. It's just not a healthy learning place for them. And I think that's kind of what sometimes school becomes for me, but mostly because I make it unhealthy, I guess. I don't know. But I think it just, you know, like, I think everybody has their reason for going through college, going through school, or even not doing it, you know? And everybody's valid in their own reasoning. Like, there's nobody that's right or wrong, you know? Wilbur. Yeah, I met Jared. Of course I met Jared. I've been called an idiot and also called, oh my god. Yeah, I remember I never got called that. I was really, okay. In high school, in like school in general, the white boy coated with the sauce. Oh no. 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 I can't. Did you guys see my poem on Twitter the other day? As in yesterday. It was so good and I got like 2 likes and I was sad. It's normal. It's really not. That's just called being a bad teacher. Who thinks I go to private Christian school? Oh. You know, people are crazy. You know? I'm bringing it back, Kit. Wait, okay. What actually was it again? How does it, I forgot how it goes and now I'm sad. Yeah, no. I know that private Christian schools can be very judgmental, but that's just, you know, that's just my experience. I never went to a private Christian school, but I had friends that did, so. But yeah. I don't know. I just think that people's routes, everybody has a different life, and you end up where you need to be. I drop out because school is painful, but that means I gotta get a job sooner. That makes sense. I think for me, like, I don't know. I know what I want to do. Will I get the ability or chance to get that? We'll see. Hazelnut, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you scold me, I scold them back. You know, I mean, if they can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, as Gordon Ramsay would say. I'm just kidding. I don't think, does Gordon Ramsay even say that? Man, I really want mac and cheese. Oh my god, talking about mac. I was watching a Life is Strange True Colors playthrough. So good. I haven't finished it yet. But it's because it was because one of the characters called Mac. And I don't know why I was thinking of it. I don't know why I was thinking mac and cheese. I don't drop out as if I drop out, I have to serve the army. Oh, dang. I have to get a job as an introvert? Yeah, that makes sense. I think for me, like, okay, so I am weirdly an extroverted introvert, okay? Like, I am an introvert for the people that need an introvert, and I'm an extrovert for the people that need an introvert. Wait. Okay. I am an introvert for if I am surrounded by extroverts, you know? Because I feel like sometimes extroverts need that introvert to kind of hold them back, you know? Or not hold them back, but like kind of calm them down, you know? And then if I'm with another introvert, I'm gonna be the extrovert that they need, you know? And that's just how I go. I just kind of go in between, you know? Which is, you know, and that's kind of how I am with like everything I do, you know? I'm an introvert that's very loud when you get to know me. That makes sense. I think myself more as an introvert. I don't know, because like I would say I'm an introvert, but then like I sit in front of a computer talking to little people in my screen for 3+ hours every stream, possibly more, but like, and it's like, does somebody who, but like because that's social interaction. I feel like it's social interaction. Like I'm like talking to people, like I'm talking, like I'm not like sitting quietly. Like if I was a voiceless, faceless streamer now, that would be different. That would be like, I don't want to talk at all, so you guys just get to watch my gameplay. I've always wondered how that would be. Like imagine being, okay, like a Callahan moment, like imagine being voiceless and faceless. Like I honestly thought about doing that as a streamer, and then I was like, but I like talking. So I was like, I need to be a streamer talking with people. So I have my voice out, but yeah. I have my voice for the world to see. For people to use for edits. No, I'm just kidding. Aha! But yeah, you can kind of see that hear that I'm having a little bit of, I have that energy. Also, I'm sorry if I'm speaking really fast. I don't know why I am. I know that kind of pisses people off sometimes, so I apologize for that if that's kind of overwhelming or annoying. Yeah. I know that I kind of consider myself an ambivert. I'm more introverted than extroverted, but like it's kind of like 51-49, you know? Oh, okay, that sucked. Fast talkers, best talkers. That's so sweet of you to say. When did chat get nice? I'm just kidding. You guys have always been nice. That's it. It's both introvert and extrovert. Yeah. Ah. Yep. So many camera. I'm gonna cry. Yeah. Also, chat. Tomorrow, who said like hit? They're wrong. I know I've had people come into stream like saying, "Hey, like slow down. You're talking too fast." And I'm like, no, I like talking fast because the thing is, like, I talk the way that my brain thinks, so I'm like talking at the speed my brain is thinking, kind of. Slow down a little bit because obviously to articulate your words you kind of need to have a little bit of a setback, but I'm gonna fight them. I don't know, it's just like people like, yo, like stop talking so fast, and I'm like, but I like it. Like, but and then like sometimes like I'll just need to like kind of chill out and I'll talk a little bit slower because then I get overwhelmed. Like I overwhelm myself sometimes, so I understand, you know. Nah, man, you listen faster. Oh, true. As fast talker can relate, yeah. And sometimes, like, I just speed through stuff, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just a speed runner. I'm a runner, I'm a track star. You look so cute. And then I kind of, like, lose my train of thought, and I'm like, okay, la-di-da-di-da. Why do I have a train? I'm scared. It's like that video of that girl that she's in her closet, and she's like, that she literally like lets out a rip, like she rips one loose, right? And she's like, oh my god, was that a ghost? Guys, I'm scared. Lottie dotty da. Lottie dotty. Oh, I fell. Lottie dotty. I fell in the pit. 239 in the spine. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Thomas the train? No. 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 No, thank you. Yo! Phantom King 9806. Thank you so much for the follow. And Randall Wiss. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. What? Wait. Lottie dotty da. Yes, I agree with that statement. Please do. Wait, do what?
Hello, motherfucker.
Please don't. Please don't what? Phantom King, thank you for the hello. And Randall, thank you so much for the posture check. But yeah, welcome new people. Welcome. I'm sorry that you're seeing me fail at parkour. It's a sad moment. Wait, what? Oh, thank God. What happened? Bone zone. Boner zoner. Oh, okay. I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyways, she's always asking me, am I alright? I'm confused. I am confused as well. My pie. Boner zone. Okay, I didn't say that. Who said that? Guys, the ghost. Oh my God. Kid. Okay. The ghost in my room said that. That's so crazy. Cat, why'd you say that? God, you're so crazy. He's so wild, you know? He's just feeling a little frisky. And when the night is cool. This is what happens when I have no thoughts, brain empty. You make me question my will to live every day. The single chest. Anyways. Now I thought the names were bots. Oh God, okay. No, I don't think so. Considering they said sound alerts and stuff. They were just a band of cool people that all followed at the same time because they're rad. Maybe their name is Chad. Or Brad. Or Steve. Or Mark. Oh my God. I haven't listened. Okay. Chat. When I say that I've been listening to musicals recently, I've been listening to musicals. And mostly Heathers. But on the way back home from my... from spring break, I was listening to musicals the whole time. And I was listening to Meant to Be Yours by Heather. Or by Heathers. You make some really questionable remarks. No, I don't. How could I? I'm a streamer. I make nothing questionable. Heathers is a banker. It is. Chat. How bad of an idea would it be to play Heathers right now? It would be a bad idea, right? Oh, but it'd be so good. I just want to jam. I want to be JD, you know? Like I just want to 0 out of 10 bad idea. But it's how bad? Okay, but are we doing the West End version or are we doing the American? Or like the North? I don't freaking know. Like, I've been meaning to watch Heathers. Well, we can jam out to it. Bad idea. VOD get deleted. You were meant to be Ein. I was all that you need. That's such a good song. Okay, all. I know it. Okay, I think it'd be a bad idea because I feel like I don't think the VOD would get deleted. I'm not gonna delete the VOD. It'll probably get muted. It might get muted, but I'm gonna see if maybe I can save it immediately. That's why you need a VOD thing. What's the VOD thing? What's the VOD thing? Is it like where you listen to whatever music you want and then it I forgot what it's called. I know what it is. But I remember like everybody's like, no, don't use it because likely muted. Yeah, it'll probably get muted. Here, I'll cue a couple Heathers, okay? I won't cue the whole musical. Yes, but also you've read the story. Oh. Well, yeah, but that won't get muted. That won't get me unless I like end my stream and then start it up again. Would that be a bad idea? Like make this like half of a secret stream? Do that? Should I do that? I'm better off not listening. Heathers and heat waves? Okay, what if we do a secret stream like right now? But it won't be for very long. It'll be for like an hour, okay? Are you guys okay with it being like an hour-long secret stream? If you want. I'm kind of down. Okay, I'm kind of down. Secret stream. Let's go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to end stream. Guys, everybody stay. Ready? Stay. 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 Will there be snacks? Yes, there will be snacks. I promise. Stay. I shall be back. Just in case. Okay, I'll be right back. Ready?